which means they can hear us now.
They can hear us now? Okay.
They can hear us now. And then cut or auto.
Auto. So we're live?
We're live! Finally! Hi! I shouldn't say finally, that's me.
Welcome.
Hello, welcome. We're all set to go, and then it's like, oh wait, we forgot something. So it took an extra couple minutes. Sorry about that. Hi!
I made it. I'm here. It's just one piece.
It's just one piece. We are here in one piece.
Yes.
We want to thank you for joining today's live stream. We're going to be back in 2 weeks. And I don't know why. It's still one of my favorite dumb jokes. I really shouldn't do that.
What?
Hello. We'll be back in 2 weeks and just sign off immediately.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I was reading the comments, so I did.
Oh, good. She wasn't paying attention to me. That's good.
Danda's Junk is here. We got Schultz Division saying hey. And
Schultz, long live the king.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that on Discord, right?
I did.
Yeah, so for those of you who are watching, or especially those of you in the future who are watching and aren't aware, Schultz Division's, I'm going to say the wrong country now, they just had a coronation of a new king, which is very cool. And apparently it was very well received with a huge amount of people outside, and there's a really good feeling throughout the country that he's in. So that's awesome. Congratulations, Schultz Division. Congratulations to... I'm just going to say the wrong name, so I'm just going to not bother. I'm sorry. That's really rude, because I think I know, but then I'll say it wrong.
Denmark.
Because, I'm pretty sure it's Denmark. It's 100% what I've been thinking the whole time, but it's like... Ugh.
I thought it was Scotland, but I knew that wasn't...
No, I knew it wasn't Scotland. I was going to say
because that wouldn't be right, but I always thought he was in the UK and just assumed one of them.
One of those. Well, the UK got a new king recently, too. But Denmark king, everyone seems really excited about and happy with, which is... Well, at least this is the feeling I'm getting from Schultz Division, who, out of everyone that I know that lives in Denmark, I trust Schultz Division the most.
Well, there you go.
And that's not meant to be negative or anything. Hey, how's it going?
Yes. Schultz Division. Hi, Odin and Felicia from the Danish country with a new king.
With a new king. Awesome.
And this is DK, and I know it doesn't stand for Donkey Kong.
It's tearing up all the paper.
It is!
Oh, the paper's
that
not
would have
here
been...
forever. Of course, it is stuck up here with double-sided duct tape.
Oh, yeah. Not the blue tape.
No.
DK, Donkey Kong, right?
No.
Wasn't that for the barrels?
This was for the barrels, yeah. This is what made the barrels be Donkey Kong barrels, not just wooden barrels.
But they are very good wooden barrels.
They're very good wooden barrels, yeah.
Well, foam barrels.
Yeah. That was over a year ago. That's coming up to being 2 years ago. Yeah, it was one of the videos I put out in 22 was making Donkey Kong barrels, and this was the label we stuck on it really quick to show that the wooden barrel was actually a Donkey Kong barrel, and it was kind of a fun build. It was one of those fun builds where you're doing it, and I start painting it, and I start to seriously question my painting. It's like, okay, this is a suggestion that I got for painting, and I trust, and I can mentally understand how this is going to work, but going through the process, like, oh God, I snowboarded the hell out of this.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I completely get that. But I always reassure myself that repeated mistakes happening over and over again is now a pattern. With my painting, when you start to mess things up, the reason you have the same person doing the texture on your wall, just the same mistakes over and over again start to make a pattern.
Right, there you go. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Story of my life.
Yeah, sorry. But the barrels turned out great.
Yes.
So, let's see. Even though we've shared a lot with Discord in the past, one of the things that really happened this past weekend is you and I both, and you actually got to go all 3 days to SacAnime. And I didn't know if you wanted to share any stories about that, or you had anything to say about that, or not. And then, if anyone's interested, if anyone's in the area, if you're interested, there is another con coming up right here in Sacramento. It's called the Weekend Blender. Sounds like a bar crawl, but it's okay. That's what they want to call their con. It's taking place in Sunrise Mall, so that's up in Citrus Heights, where Sunrise and Greenback meet. And
you don't judge them for their terrible name.
Not at all. Well, it's one of those things like 6 months ago, the coordinator asked me, "Hey, do you want to go to this thing?" It's like, Sunrise Mall? Sure, I can get there easy. That's not a problem. And I completely forgot what the con was called. I just knew it was coming up because it was coming up on the 20th. And then all of a sudden I added to this group, and it's called the Weekend Blender Citrus Heights, because that's the city Sunrise Mall's in, right? And I'm looking at this going, what drinking thing did I get added to? No, it's not. It's a blender because it's a blend of comics and video games and TV and movies and all things, nerdy and fun.
So all nerds welcome.
All nerds welcome. And it's a free con because it's taking place inside of a mall. And malls have free parking. So, it's
easy.
It's easy. What's really going to be cool is this is one of those small cons, like Creator Con, where it's not going to be SacAnime, it's not going to be Stockton Con, it's not going to be...
Crocker Con?
Yeah, maybe a little smaller.
Okay.
There isn't going to be... I mean, it all depends, right? It depends on how much business they can they can drum up. I've put out one post so far. I'm going to put out another one at least. Maybe even more. I'm talking about it now. But what's cool about these is because it's not as busy, because there aren't as many people, because there isn't this rotation of people waiting to like basically talk to me or asking for help with super glue, that you really get a chance to sit down and talk with people, which is cool. So if you want to come out and you want to be able to talk to me, you want to be able to talk to a huge number of other cosplayers, some other content creators, and Rita from the Power Rangers. That's the only star that I know for sure is going to be there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Carla's going to be there again. I get to talk to her about, hey, do you still want a staff? I'm looking forward to that. Then come on out to Sunrise Mall. It's going to be pretty much all day Saturday. It's like 11 to 8 on Saturday, I think.
Oh, that's...
And like noon to 6 on Sunday, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just inside the mall, so...
I was thinking about stopping by that one. So
Sweet.
Take a look at it. Stories from the con.
Yeah.
Had plenty of those.
Had plenty of those.
It was a very crazy day. I think on the first day is the only day I actually left the booth when I was there.
Oh, really?
Because I didn't get into the other places on the other days that I was there. I might have wandered around, but I didn't get downstairs.
You didn't go downstairs. Okay.
Yeah.
The convention center's 2 stories. We're up on the 2nd floor in the cosplay gathering area.
Yeah. So although I did wander slightly, I didn't get further than.
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate
No worries.
you coming by and. Yeah.
I was making jokes that nobody likes it when I'm there because all the lines go away. But it was just I'm really fast at helping people with their issues. Oh, here's a Band-Aid. Oh, here's a sticker.
The whole crew this time was absolutely like that. It was great because
they were on top of it.
They were on top of it, and there was just a lot of really quick. Like this.
And it was nice that you were like, this issue. I know this person can solve it.
Right. Direct. Go on to the next one. Yeah.
Well, it's because sometimes you don't trust people to be able to.
Right.
You're like, I don't trust this person with a cold glue gun. As I'm handing them out to other people. But everybody at the booth was extremely talented, and I learned a lot there.
Yes. Agreed.
A secret trick about silicone spray and synthetic wigs.
Right.
That makes brilliant sense that I just... Honestly, wigs I avoid because they're itchy, hot, and annoying, and...
Sure. Yeah, I don't know anything about wigs either, so...
And on set, not my job. As wardrobe, wigs are not my job. So I've obviously just let myself be a little oblivious to some... I can help you get a wig on. I can style a general wig, but not my expertise.
So what did, I assume Gwen show you about wigs? Yeah. You mentioned it, and I think I have an idea, but it's what's the secret? Do you want to share?
Okay, so when you are putting your hands through the synthetic wigs and it starts to get all staticky and kind of floofy, and it just kind of gets tangled and stuck to everything.
Yes.
Especially those long synthetic wigs, and you find yourself going Cher, and then it's just stuck on everything.
Because you've statically charged your nylon hair or whatever plastic it is. Yeah.
A light dusting of silicone spray. We had the super duper not adhesive, but the super duper silicones, industrial stuff. Not necessarily. Honestly, the
lower end the better.
Yeah.
Okay, less crap in the hair.
Well, it just needs a little And it just gets rid of all that static cling that just goes everywhere.
Okay. So my immediate assumption was it made it easier to brush the
That
wig
too.
out. But it's the static makes a lot of sense.
Because the static's what's tangling it in the first place.
Yeah.
It's getting on everything and tangled in everything and on itself, and it's just this recipe for disaster.
Cool.
Like,
No, I had no idea.
Right? So I just genuinely appreciated that little tip and trick of using the silicone spray. And then when I realized that we had silicone spray and hot glue.
Right. This is what I expected her to talk about.
Oh, yeah. I finally got to test out my trick of does silicone spray take out hot glue out of fabric?
Right.
So I mashed hot glue into a piece of lightweight cotton. So this would destroy.
Pretty much, yeah. This is
The
the way
fabric.
you would attach stuff to the fabric is mashing it into the fibers, right?
Yeah, so
Kind
I
of,
just
yeah.
really smashed it, folded it, and added extra glob on top.
Okay.
And then I hit it with the silicone spray. Honestly, a little goes a long way. Again, do not need the industrial strength in any form. And it just flaked off. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
at first it was like, oh, it's easy to peel off. I got the big chunk, but all those little parts that I smooshed into those fibers,
Right.
just scratching it with my nail, it flaked right off. And I got the little piece of swatch that I had of fabric completely clean.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yes.
Yeah. It needed. Yeah.
Like, I learned that one with the upholstery fabrics, and that's
Okay.
velvets and, you know, those lofty
Yeah.
fabrics. But I was warned that once you spray it with the silicone spray, you cannot hot glue it at that point,
That makes sense. You won't be able to hot glue it again because you've now siliconed the.
and the hot glue will not adhere to it, but a needle and thread will still go through it, so.
Okay.
Issue I've run into a lot at working at a costume shop is when, like, the hot glue gun hits, there is no needle and threading that. It is just more hot glue, another glob,
Another glob.
more globs and spider webs. But anyways, I thought that was fun that I got to do experiments while I was there.
Okay. Yeah. It is. Getting to experiments awesome. Getting to play with new toys because Jerry Can Cosplay brought or Jerry Rig Props. Sorry, I'm always forgetting.
They're just both good Jerry names.
They're great, good Jerry names, but you know. Anyway, Jerry Rig Props brought along an eyelet setter, and
Did that ever get used?
no, I don't think it did. It's one of those things that we really needed at last con, and this con, no, it asked.
Right?
But it would have also set snaps. Only no one could find the snaps, but they were there.
I think I saw the snap bin at one point.
Yeah.
Because there was a bin, and I was like, oh,
Right.
here's all the bits and bobs. And
Yeah, and that came after the fact. It's like, where is it? And we went through, thought everything, and didn't find it. And then the next day, oh, there it is, and I didn't bring it overnight. Anyway, no, that was really cool. And then I don't think anyone used the little hand stitcher that you loved so much.
I did fix a pair of pants.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. We had a split pair of pants. Again, person stranded in the bathroom, but this time they had a robe.
Oh, that's good. Yes. Right. Someone, Glenn, again, I think brought the Camino robe.
I did.
You did? Oh, excuse
I
me.
did. I also
Oh,
brought
that
it
was a
home.
robe.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm giving away your credit.
It's okay. Next time we need a bigger rope.
Yes.
But it is very, like, apparently it happens. Happens to the best of us. So
Yes.
split seam, and they were going to hand stitch it with a needle and thread. And I was like, this will take me a few minutes. Let me just do it right. And then you'll be okay for the rest of the day.
Right.
They were hot glued in places and such. It was... I appreciate that they got all the details right. The construction, we'll work on it later, but it's together now.
Okay, good.
Right.
The one thing I remember that was really surprising that it even got in the building at all. Someone had a Scoundrel blaster. So this is the DL-44 Han Solo blaster, right? Yeah, exactly.
I forgot my Princess Leia blaster that I broke that you were supposed to help me fix.
Oh, okay. Later.
Eventually. It's okay, I know where you're at.
Any part that's leaking, just leave it exposed to the sun.
So that resin will cure in sunlight versus...
Yeah, it just needs UV, so it will cure in sunlight.
Okay.
If you have UV nail setters, that UV light should
I
do
ain't
it.
that fancy, but that'd
That's
be cool
fine.
if I did.
So you probably don't have a UV flashlight. That's okay.
No, I don't.
I didn't either until I bought a resin printer, so that whatever.
All right, so leave it in the sunshine for now. Okay, because
Yeah,
I've
just
been
take it
letting it
outside.
drain.
Well, drain is great, but when you're done letting it do that, just set it out so the sunlight can get down into it. and it should really set it up.
Okay, and then we'll just glue it back together.
Yeah, let me just glue it back together.
Okay.
So this DL44 that this guy had looked great. This thing was really nice, right, the way it looked. Because it was probably off a decommissioned broom handle, or it was built off of a replica. Either way, once he started wanting to take it apart, because I'm watching him take it apart, it's like, yeah, all right. And he's like working on taking the scope off first. It's like, why don't you just, why is this? And then he starts disengaging the slide and starts pulling this off. And he had fit a Plector Labs lightsaber soundboard, which can be used for blasters too, into where the magazine would go if it, when or if it was a real firearm. And then I didn't see this, but Shock Grumman told me that the wooden grips on the side of the handle had been hollowed out to give a place for the speaker to go. So the speaker was wired down into the grip. The brain was shoved into where the magazine would go, and then the wires that connect the two. When he put it all together, he racked it or something and broke all the wires and shorted the board to the metal body of the firearm and shorted the board out and killed it, right? But the whole time they don't like triggers that move. We have guys sent up to Cosplay Repair to have their Nerf gun trigger glued down so it can't be pulled, because one of the old rules was any replica firearm you've got can't have a trigger that works or have had a trigger that has ever worked. And somehow this got in and had a weapons check zip tie on it, right? The color that I assume they were using for the day. And what the fuck?
Honestly, I think it could have been that there were two security companies and both of them were like, not my job.
Yeah.
Is
probably.
From what I heard. But
yeah, I heard
also
that too.
made it through without weapons check on mine, but I also never pulled it out or ran around with it with the blaster.
Right. And because you had the exhibitor wristband, because we had wristbands this time. We got you in through a back door, which maybe he got in that way too, but still he had, from as far as I know, the only place giving out, I mean, it's a zip tie, but the only place giving out the zip ties is weapons check. And
or he knew what color to get for the day. Got a multi-pack of the bright ones.
Yeah, that's...
Who knows?
Easy enough to get around, yeah. But there's too many weapons to check. They can't do anything more expensive than like a zip tie or a piece of tape or something just to show they looked at it.
Yeah.
It's just,
makes sense.
logistically it's going to be too much.
Oh my gosh, there were a ton of security there the first day.
Yes.
And it kind of dwindled off.
Yeah. Yeah, not once again, not real thrilled with the building security. Get along great with the con security. SacAnime is nice because they have their own internal security who, so I kind of know these people, so biased opinion, but they are actually respectful of the con goers. They actually kind of know what's going on with doing security for a con. They're wearing black and yellow uniforms, so they're easily recognizable. They're not abusive when trying to redirect you from an area you're not supposed to be in. Really good with what they do. Building security was better than San Jose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were everywhere, so at least if you needed somebody, they were there.
This is true.
So,
yeah.
But I did notice that. I didn't get a lot of people complaining about like their weapons being checked, because I know last year it's like, oh, they did this and they're like, it's way too tight, it's breaking my thing.
Yes, there were a lot of things where we had to unsausage a weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember doing that. None of that this time.
Oh, that's good.
That I had to do.
Okay. But I didn't do as much. I did. I sat down and fixed a couple of things, but I never had a huge run.
I think your attention was pulled elsewhere.
Yeah.
Every time I was there, you were either in your mecha costume or you were getting fanboyed out with the... And you remember this one time? And you remember this one time?
Oh, gosh, yeah. Oh, he was great, mostly. So there was a super Smosh fan that showed up. And I kept trying to tell Felicia, hey, this guy is like this insane Smosh fan. She goes, yeah, that's great. If he recognizes me, then I'll deal with it. But otherwise...
Oh, he did not.
No, he didn't, which is...
Must not have been that big of a
good.
Smosh. No,
exactly.
You recognize
bigger
my
veteran than I
am.
But, right. Her left arm is internet famous.
The backside of my left arm.
Excuse me, the backside of your left arm.
Because it's over the cameras.
Right.
I was a prop.
No, he was... it felt a lot like, okay, he was fine, right? He was just very much into Smosh, very much knew what he was talking about, could pull out details that I couldn't remember, which is fine. I get it, because been there. Pulling out details that people don't know. I've done that plenty of times in the past. I've forgotten most of them now. But I felt a lot like, William Shatner from the old Saturday Night Live skit. It's asking all these questions. And the other thing I can remember, John Delancey, who was the actor that played Q for Star Trek The Next Generation, he would often say, I enjoy answering questions. I enjoy questions being asked about working on the episodes, about wearing the costumes, about, other career things I've done. But he'd come up with hypothetical questions about what if then this. It's like, well, if your aunt was a man, then she'd be your uncle. Why are you asking me this? I don't know. It felt like that sometimes.
Yes, people were asking you questions. People were just going, wait, what are you supposed to be to me?
Right.
That's the question I got. Yeah.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But he was fun. He kept coming back.
He did. I recognized him.
Yes.
After a certain point, I'm like, oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. And he changed cosplays every day.
I don't remember his cosplays. Any of them.
He had the little, really short, like, candy corn horns.
Okay.
One of those characters, demonish characters, the first day, I think. He didn't have the makeup, but that I associate with those demons. But I don't know all the characters anymore.
But at cons, it's interesting. You'll meet, like, Wonder Woman one day, and then the next day they're Batman, so.
Yep. One of the guys I got to meet, and actually I can pull up a picture, remember standing in the booth, and at the same time, Shock Gremlin spotted them and Jerry spotted them, and it's like, oh wow, that's a really good Ultraman, and it was one of the Ultra 7, right? So there's the classic Ultraman, who is the silver and red, if you know Japanese giant kaiju movies at all. Anyway, he's got glowing white eyes. But in addition to that one, who became popular in America, there was this whole Ultra family and Ultra 7 and this all these additional characters that had similar suits. And he had one of those other suits that had blue on it as well, and had a little more features to it, like a stronger chin or something like that. Right?
Razzle dazzle.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, different face, so you could tell it's a different face. Anyway, he's got the look, right? So. We both go over there to get pictures of this guy, and looking at the costume, he's explaining it to us. Made it from 2mm neoprene, so it's made from wetsuit. Something was interesting because he made the mask so he could just pull it off, right? Which apparently they didn't, because they'd fall off doing all the stunts. But it wasn't cut here; it was cut here, which is kind of weird. But that had to have been something that was done before. Because this guy worked on the show. He was 63 when he was 18. He lived in Japan, and he was wearing a costume he patterned after one of the costumes he got to keep from working on the show. He was one of the Super 7, and he was a Power Ranger, and he was a on and on and on. This guy worked in Japan in these shows forever, so he knew it was cool. It was fun talking to him. Jaguar666 on Instagram.
I wonder if it's for comfort of the face of the actors, if you said that it doesn't come off.
To have this to cover up. Yeah, I don't know, but
because
it seems like
having access and this off, it makes you feel a lot more free when you're in an encumbersome costume. So I'm just wondering if it was like.
Yeah, maybe I'm confusing myself.
You said it was.
It was up to so it didn't cover his nose at all, but the neck piece, it didn't stop here like a wetsuit. It came all the way up over his mouth.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was open in that part.
No, it was just totally covered.
Okay.
And so he would like grab it to talk to us with the helmet in his hand. Because the helmet was kind of like the reverse of a bike helmet. It kind of just went around the back of the head above the ears, covered the ears, and came down over the chin. So it just rested.
Okay.
And that was how the plastic helmet fit. And the rest was the wetsuit. And of course, he had the big fin in the back and the big visible zipper, because they always did. The suit had it. And he talked about, he got to talk to some of the prop guys that had worked on the show, of course. And they told him exactly which neoprene glue that they were using, which apparently he can't get here. And he had bought a case of it when he was in Japan. It is a super set, like contact cement, like neoprene, whatever. He says he can only glue stuff about an inch at a time. You put on about an inch and glue it. You put on about an inch and glue it, and it sticks. And he talked about And I missed this, and Jerry might remember better, but he talked about doing something to the suit to make the paint stick. So when he was bending in all of his elbows and knees, the paint wouldn't crack. And I think it was because he was mixing the glue into the paint, basically. He didn't get enough on his left knee because he was showing how that was... He would, bend his knee. I'd bent my knee to the table, and
I saw it.
Thank you. The paint will of course crack and separate because you're flexing the material.
Yes.
But the right knee and the elbows and stuff don't do it because it's been mixed in with this glue. It's like doing PAX paint for makeup, but some sort of thing for the neoprene. Yeah.
So you're adding the flexibility into that. I was pulling out the Katra face mask, and we just spray painted that because that was exactly the right color.
Okay.
And I can hear it cracking.
When you put it on, yeah.
Like, I can hear it when I'm molding it, but the heat does help. But again, spray paint is not the best for foam because it does crack. And things that you can do to help with that.
So I'll go ahead and do number 3.
3. Cut. Sorry, distracted.
It's all right.
Yes.
So yeah, it's one of the Ultra 7, right? That's hopefully visible enough. I'm realizing my phone's very blue to the camera. Sorry about that. The color's not perfect, but
that's looks like metallic neoprene. That's awesome.
Yeah, but it was around his face. You could see it was just 2mm black neoprene. He painted the whole thing.
Okay.
And also up close, you could tell that it was painted, but it was still really well done. I'm in no way trying to be mean about this guy. And here, I mean, I'm not sure the camera can't see it, but I can kind of see the cracks in the legs. Again, I'm only bringing it up because he did to us.
Because geeking out on technique.
Geeking out on technique, yeah. Yeah, that was a really cool Tron cosplayer too, which I guess you really can't see that as well. Oh yeah, that's perfect with the white reflection
glaring.
of the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, but old school Tron cosplayer. So see, I think this was the zoom here. It was the focus point here. Holding it too close. But what I wanted to find was the next day he came as a Kamen Rider villain, if I remember the guy correctly. Okay. I think this is one of the villains of Kamen Rider or Kamen Rider, which apparently is another character he had played.
That is awesome.
Yeah, real cool.
I like his boots. I'd wear them for reals.
The picture's working. Let us know. Of course, we posted this to Instagram, which again you probably can't quite see. Might be able to. Felicia struck. There's a
mustache.
There's a mustache on the end of Mecha Godzilla. If you want to see that, go to Behind the Scenes Fashions on Instagram.
Yeah, I also posted it on my YouTube channel.
Oh, good.
Yes. I was goofing off. Topstick. Yeah. I really should become a brand rep for them.
Yeah. I'll do Ryobi. You do Topstick.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't solved with hot glue, it was solved with Topstick, which is a toupee tape that we talked about before the con.
Yes, you told me about that, and I immediately just ordered it when you talked about it over the summer.
And when I got there, first thing I was like, "Where's the Topstick?"
Yep.
And they're like, "What are you talking about? Who's this person just getting into cosplay repair?"
Yep. I got to remember to grab Topstick. That's something I got to take for Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. Especially now that Ron knows we have it, because we stuck his barfly back on with it.
It helps.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway,
any
continue.
application that you can use spirit gum for, it most likely can be replaced with Topstick. It's not 100% perfect, but I'd use Topstick over spirit gum any opportunity I can, because spirit gum, you don't have like on and off privileges.
Right. And now my immediate assumption is maybe not with prosthetics where you're trying to blend it and hide it completely, or?
Well, the base weight of holding on prosthetics I would still do with Topstick, like finish the edges maybe with the spirit gum or eyelash adhesive or whatever, duo or whatever you want.
Right.
But like having something actually have to like weighted stuck to you in general.
Okay.
We're talking prosthetics too. Like,
okay.
Use the Topstick to hold it, and then you can use the spirit gum around the edges to like seal it. Does that make sense?
Now I want to make some sort of cybernetic thing like Evil Ted does, just to stick it to it. Because he's made like an eyepiece.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the barf eyepiece. It was just the fur, or the face mask where I just used the.
You use Topstick for the Harley Quinn mask.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just holds, and I can take it off and put it back on, and take it off and put it back on.
Right.
It does degrade in stick quality, but it stayed the entire con.
Right.
A-okay with the sweat, with the makeup, with the gunks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this goes back to your experience with Smosh. This is
Yeah.
where you learned from Paula at Smosh, right?
Ivan.
Right, sorry, Ivan, the sound guy.
So Paula, she taught me everything. I love her.
Right.
She's amazing, talented makeup artist. But the Topstick was from Ivan, who has to stick sound equipment to actors in,
All sorts of things. Vampire Diaries, the short-lived Swamp Thing show, a lot of the House Crashers, Yard Crashers, Kitchen Crashers shows where you had guys running around, contractors trying to finish a job in a weekend. Yeah, you can't get permits in a weekend. But that's okay. That's the idea of the show.
Yeah. So he had to tape to a lot of people, and he's like, "Why aren't you using Topstick?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Topstick," and he gave me my first pack.
You would?
He would, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
He was. Ivan is awesome.
I love Ivan. And so anyway, since then, it's just been my go-to. Like, we had to do fake earrings, just Topstick. Sticky dots are also an option if you can't find Topstick, but they come in like the right sizes, so you're not trying to like tape dispenser. They're like the right little chunk sizes.
Yeah, they're slightly smaller than like a first aid Band-Aid type thing. That's a brand name, but still.
Yeah.
I think it's still in this one. Yeah, Topstick.
Yeah, Topstick. They're about the size of a stick of gum.
There you go. That's a better way to put it.
Yeah. So these held up thigh highs for like stockings and boots and such. It also, people who had sweaty wigs that were like slipping back. Mm-hmm. A piece right here at the very front held the wig.
Right. Held the wig. Yeah, I can see
So
that.
that with the weight of the bobby pins, but it held it down so that they could have the rest of their face pieces and things on. So it could stick to your wig, to your face, and it doesn't like tangle in your hair. Like, it's not painful. Like, sticking stuff to your skin can be painful in general. Like, and then ripping it off. This isn't. It's
not. So it's a really awesome double stick strip for
sweaty
human skin. Okay.
So skin with hair and sweat. This stuff works, and it saved a lot of people's days. So I'm like, I should brand rip them. But honestly, it's just like that little secret thing that it's just like, here, solve your problem.
This will solve, yeah.
This will solve your cosplay problem.
Let me set this aside so I have it for this upcoming weekend.
Except for it'll be the side where you won't forget it. And you'll be like, where is that special spot that I put it where I wouldn't forget to lose it?
Oh, I'm trying to put it in the corner over here, which is usually out of camera, right? So this is where... whenever I'm actually working on my videos, this is where I set my drink so the camera doesn't see it. And since it's closer to the exit, I'm trying to put things to remember over here.
Yeah, but yes, that saved the day in lots of weird situations. Mm-hmm. Like you said, Barf's eyeball.
Right. Hello, Ron. He's not watching.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because then there were also prosthetics of people's things falling off. They're like, you have spirit gum? I'm like, here's a piece of Topstick. We do have spirit gum.
We do have spirit. You want to try this first? We'll just cut a smaller piece. And,
yeah, they're like, oh my gosh, this part's staying really well. And the stuff that they're waiting for the glue to dry, they're like, it's not.
Right. Because we have spirit gum that we picked up like a year ago, and the bottles are getting frosted. It's like, oh, because I don't use it.
Right, I don't either.
Yeah. I used to play with rubber makeup a lot. It was checking the clock, which is dead. I used to do rubber makeup and prosthetic makeup a lot just to see, just because it was fun. That was one of the things that kind of got me going into props a little bit, was the horror effects and alien effects, monster effects. Mm-hmm. I was horrible at it, but it was a lot of fun. And so, I remember waiting for spirit gum to dry and then moving on to medical adhesive.
Liquid latex.
Yep. Liquid latex is horrible as a bonding agent for me.
Oh, yeah, no, it doesn't work for anything,
No.
but it makes really good, like, in toilet paper, makes good scars.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like,
full on done aliens for Warp 11 with just liquid latex toilet paper and cotton balls. So one of the things Dick Smith talked about in his book, and you can still get this, I think it's still in print, it's from the 60s, when Dick Smith is a movie makeup guy that did little movies like The Exorcist. And Little Big Man, and he learned from the old masters, but he was one of the first guys that's like, oh, I should tell the people how to do this, which no one else did before. But he would do spirit gum and stick cotton balls to your face, right? So you just a bunch of cotton balls, and when it dries, you start peeling it off. And you peel off as much as you want to get down to just having the strand
fibers.
texture. Yeah. And then you start painting latex over that, and that gets really... if you do it right, you can kind of fake like super old age makeup, but it does really good monster makeup. You can build up ridges and things pretty easily for monster makeup, and then if you do the latex and paper towels or toilet paper, like you take 2-ply toilet paper and remove a ply, and kind of like what I did with the face hugger, which is behind me, not in camera shot.
Paper mache on your real face.
Yeah, paper mache on your real face. It works really well, and those are yes, that works. Yeah, stuff I did in the 80s and 90s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Still valid techniques.
Still valid techniques, still work.
Right? Dan says, I have the mustache that you stuck to the Lego figure. I like how sticky it is. Yeah, the Topstick doesn't peel the paint off of your foam.
Oh, good.
That's why I didn't feel guilty sticking it on your cosplay, because I was like, it's not going to ruin it.
Well, you're safe with Mecha Godzilla. I didn't worry. Didn't even second guess it. It's like, oh, that's funny. It's sticking. Yeah, whatever. I'll fix it later.
Yeah, so I also got the Lego Man.
Right.
We got your bust inside of Mecha Godzilla.
Yes, I didn't see that till teardown. That was awesome.
Yes. I think that was Jay.
Jay put that one in?
Yeah, I think he's the one who moved it to there.
Oh, okay.
Because people were taking pictures. I didn't want to ruin people's pictures.
Right.
So we still had it.
It's El Mecha Godzilla.
Right. And then we got the Gundam.
Yes.
But, yes. So we had... I was having fun being Harley Quinn, doing harmless pranks of mustaches, because why not? Mm-hmm. But, yeah, the Topstick didn't ruin any of the cosplays, so no cosplays were hurt in the making of my pranks.
Gotcha. Something may have popped up?
Oh, Dan Does Junk says, I put that on the bust. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So.
Thank you, Dan.
'Twas not me who did that, but I appreciate the tomfoolery.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I was thinking about something. Oh, that's right. The heck was I thinking about?
I don't know.
No, you don't, because I was trying to be polite and give you a chance to.
No worries. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you go and do that. So I'm digging for a picture that Dan Does Junk sent me, because we were talking and joking about my Lego scale, right? So over this past week, been playing with doing some new stuff that was in Odin Lego scale, and I couldn't remember what my scale was. I wrote it down somewhere, but. So I just quickly asked Dan, because I knew Dan would remember.
Because he has the
he has the freshly used. He just recently did roller skates and other pieces,
you
right?
Roller skates?
Yeah, the Lego roller skates. They go underneath it.
I didn't notice that. Did they come to the con?
No, I don't think they've been printed yet.
I didn't see them on the Discord either. I missed something.
Okay, well, I'm not seeing it here. Maybe it was on Instagram. Too many places to talk to people. So it turns out, if I can find the picture, it's fun. If I can't, it's funny enough. The Odin scale difference, the scale of it's 12.91 times a Lego size, right? So you take a regular Lego figure, which I don't have now, and multiply that by 12.91, and that ends up being the Odin scale, which is this size, right? So that's 12.91 times size larger than the actual Megaphone Lego piece. This one's printed by Ben Eady.
Is it within scale of the Lego mugs that they have at the Lego store? Because those are not in proportion with anything.
No, they're not.
But
those
I want
are smaller.
them to be.
Yeah, I want them to be too.
I don't think the mugs are even the right scale in Lego scale for the Legos.
What Dan showed me that he thought was funny was the difference between... Here's a picture next to my lower finger is Dan's oversized Odin scale Lego figure standing in front of his Gundam cosplay is virtually the same as a Gunpla figure next to an actual Lego minifig. Yeah. I wish I could zoom in a little closer on that.
But I love playing with scale.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, the head comes up to the kneecap on both. It's awesome.
When things are made with the right details and you mess with the scale.
Dan's listening. He sent me the image again. Yeah, there it is.
There you go. It starts to really mess with you, because I recently did a project where I had to make garbage at 200% scale.
Right. I remember that.
And it's like I was trying to take pictures to show people that I made the giant ones. And they're like, can you show me the picture of the giant one? I'm like, but it's here, me for scale.
Yeah, me for scale, yes. Those were awesome, because when you first showed me the picture, I went, yeah, it's a cup in the forest. And it's like, oh no, that's the cup you made.
Right? it's very validating because, you know, when you start to blow things up, all the registration marks, all the little tiny details make weird difference in scale. But anyways, I love it because when it's right,
Yes.
it's right, and then it's also it doesn't photograph the same.
No.
Because you're like, it's not the little minifigure. It's mine that I built. That's the big figure.
Right, that we can actually light and get good, you know, depth of field for the camera lens because we can zoom in on that better but still have a background. And what's awesome, so she built a number of things. The one I'm really remembering was the coffee cup.
Yeah, the coffee cup was my favorite because it was just...
Yeah, because it was huge, but it was crushed because it was litter. So you built one out of foam, EVA foam, and then squished it slightly and set it in the ground with some dirt on it, and it's a crushed coffee cup discarded out in the woods.
Yep, it was made with high quality HD foam from Blick Art Supplies, and I even got like the round dowels to make the tops of the lids. So like I took a circle that was bigger, and I took a dowel, went around the edge, and went around the top. Okay. And they're like, "Wow, that looks super impressive." I'm like, "It's just the foam dowels, but it's foam."
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Blick Art Materials.
Right?
Yes.
This guy knows what he's making. I appreciate the makes my job easier.
Oh yeah.
But you know, fun problems. Messing with scale. Making garbage.
Making garbage.
I will sell out. I will make garbage for a living.
So I was messing with doing scales because Shop Gremlin got the 3D printers actually up and running, right? So I've had a number of 3D printers for the longest time, and Shop Gremlin actually managed to resurrect the... well, I shouldn't say resurrect because
they're now in a controlled environment where they will work without having to... Like,
yeah. So we got a Mingda Magician Pro, which is a 400 millimeter bed printer.
What is that in inches for us non-millimeter
14,
people?
15 inches.
Okay.
Something like that. It's pretty good size.
It's bigger than a foot.
Yeah, it is. It's bigger than a foot. Wrong one. Here's a handy dandy multi-thing with stuff that fell.
Throw this at me, why don't you? Well.
It's just a bit. 400 millimeters is, almost 16 inches.
Okay.
Thank you, Cheese. It's a gift from Cheese.
I appreciate.
Yeah, so it does 16 by 16 by 16 or 400 by 400 by 400.
I can eyeball inches and feet and stuff like that.
Right.
I cannot eyeball centimeters because the numbers are ever so slightly close enough of what I don't think they should be.
Yes.
Because 10 centimeters is not a foot, and that bothers me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So my numbers are...
Numbers are ever so slightly off?
Yeah. So it's the way I was raised in this imperial system.
Yes, we're bound to this imperial system.
Yes.
There. Sorry, want to kick over to being live because it's just past being noon. Yes.
Well, welcome everybody.
I'm not here yet, I don't think.
Okay. Dan Does Junk says it's within scale, LOL. The Gundam scale range was between 12.5 and 14 to 1.
Right.
And the Lego figure was 12.92 to 1.
Yep.
So
it's right in there. It's 13.
It's the toy in real life size. I think that's really what it is. Let me make my toy.
Yeah.
In my size Lego man. My size Gundam.
It is a lot of It is a lot of fun to take a little toy, a little something, and blow it up. And Lego's great because it's all square sides, right? So absolutely, if you can and you have any interest at all, I recommend taking a Lego element or two or three and making it larger because it's fun. And if you want to do it in Odin scale, well, go look at the videos because they have actually got the scale listed, but it's 12.91 to 1. So if you take your calipers and measure the pip on top of the Lego, which is something like 8 millimeters, you multiply that and you get what you want, which is like 42. And so the whole reason I brought it up was we've started printing up a Lego battle droid.
That is fun. I even like how sparkly the silver is.
Yes.
You're going to paint it though, right?
Or yeah, we'll end up paint. I intend on... Yeah, I think I'm probably going to go ahead. I got to glue the two halves of the head.
It won't look wrong.
No, not really, because they've started out as metal, right? They don't automatically come out tan colored. But ultimately, I would paint it like the Lego minifigs are, where it's got the tan body, the tan head. And in this case, it was just easier to print the head split in half. and it's sized to fit on the print bed. Exactly. And by laying it down that way, then there's no other supports on it. It just lays on the print bed, and we can stick the two halves together, and you get a fairly clean print.
Is this going to be sitting next to the other droids at the next con?
It can. It might wander over and sit
really-
next to Steve, but it'll certainly be
interesting seeing those in real size
Yeah.
scale, because even though they're giant or like real size droids we're next to,
right.
it's not what you think they would be. Like the little guys feel big.
Right, yeah,
And the big
little
guys
pit
feel
droids.
little.
Yes,
Because
yes.
their heads are tiny, but their bodies are big. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
their skeletons feel like skeleton. Anyways,
Yeah.
I liked the droids. That was one of my favorite parts, especially the rude one that would tell people.
Right, there was a battle droid that was the customer service droid that he had set up, Chris had set up an app for.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you would walk up to talk to this guy, and he would just go, "You son of an astromech."
Yeah, I have it on video. Like I'm walking past because I walked past the.
Oh yeah, then there's the side that got cut.
Here, let's
Sorry.
do 2, 3, cut.
Chop Gremlin split it in Prusa slicer and made it pinned. So there's 2 pins that go here. So when the
Is it hollow?
yeah, it's hollow. It's got like
So,
10 or 15% infill.
but this would be a solid piece
Yeah.
as a core.
Right. Well, then this has the pin hole has a solid wall all the way around it. So when the 2 halves get glued together, there's a pin as a registration mark. I dropped it, by the way, if you couldn't tell. And
He wanted to be free, okay?
yeah, I wanted to be free.
Shh, it's okay.
But anyway, got all the parts made for this. Spent way too much time yesterday-ish, and a little bit on Friday. Went on to printables and found the 400% size battle droid. It had the best sculpt out of the few that are available because it was larger. And I blew it up to my size and then went through and cleaned things up. I didn't do anything to the head, I don't think, because he already cleaned up the curve, like the Lego clip. But on the waist and on the hands, I cleaned that up a little bit. I did change the head. I added the this, which is on all the Lego pieces, but all the ones that you get from 3D prints are square.
Okay.
Because it's easier, right? So I added the chamfer. What is this? This radius. I added that to them all. Actually, I changed the eye on this one. That's right. Because this.
And you shared all these files on Discord, I saw.
Yeah.
Which is really cool if I had a 3D printer and
Right.
filament and knowledge, but I feel special that I have access to all the files.
That's okay. I don't have the knowledge or expertise to make a filament printer work. I rely on somebody else myself. Because I appreciate having someone who
You're
knows
the
what they're
person
doing.
I go to when I need help, so this does not make me feel...
Well, it's for 3. I mean,
You have access to expertise, so there we go.
Yeah. And in that case, I never want to pretend like I'm an expert because I'm not. I don't have the patience to fiddle with the machine to dial it in, right? Partly because I don't understand. It
That's
feels
why
like
I don't like regular sewing machines, because
Fair
I don't
enough.
like fiddling.
fiddling,
If you have to, like...
right?
things.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The mechanical one, like what I had.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm just
That
saying,
only
when
had,
you have to
like, yeah.
tune things, like to get it to work right, like you have to get the temperatures and the things
Uh-huh.
and all the...
And the print quality changes depending on if the first layer is 0.05 millimeter versus 0.035 millimeter. It's like, how do I even change that? So I really appreciate having friends who are experts at what they do. I really appreciate having friends who know what they're doing. And do not be afraid to ask someone who knows what they're doing to help you. And even if you are an expert in what you're doing, you're not an expert in everything, don't be afraid to ask somebody who knows what they're doing to help you.
And also don't be afraid just to screw up.
Yeah, don't be afraid to screw up, because you learn if you have the patience to survive through screwing up, you'll learn a lot from it.
Right.
So it is noon. Waited a little bit longer. I haven't really interacted with the chat much at all. We've just been rambling. But hello, it's noon. It's Sunday. It's the first Odin Makes stream of the new year.
I haven't seen you since last year.
And you saw me on this weekend.
That's true, never mind.
But
But I haven't been live on the live stream since last year.
there you go.
Yeah, I got the flu for Christmas.
Oh, you lucky duck.
Merry Christmas, here's the flu.
Oh, joy.
So sick on Christmas morning, didn't want to open presents or nothing. I was just like, I'm just gonna curl up.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
It's okay, I survived.
Good.
And it's gonna be a minute.
Oh, good. I was going to ask. But did you die, though?
But did I die? Almost.
Almost, okay.
Like, yeah. I pretty much, it was... No, yeah, no, I got the flu for Christmas.
Okay.
Santa knew that I was apparently very naughty, and it's what I deserve. There we go.
Wow.
No, but we are the first live stream since 2024, in 2024.
Yeah.
You think we'll finish the Proton Pack this year?
Yeah.
That'll be my New Year's resolution then.
All right. Our New Year's resolution is we will have a Proton Pack finished this year. We lucked out and had an actors strike, and so Ghostbusters got delayed, even though it got moved forward again. Because it should be out already. The toys are out because Ghostbusters should be out. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Honestly, I'd rather them do it well.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
well, it isn't.
Like, take your time. Do a good job. I'm appreciating all the hard work. I love... Right. Like, they made the last one with a lot of love. I love Phoebe.
Oh, a ton of love.
Like, it just... She's, like, my favorite Ghostbuster.
Right.
Honestly, of all of them.
No problem.
And...
She is awesome.
Yeah. Like, I feel like they did a really, really good job that I want that again. Like, I will be patient.
Right.
For that. You know what I mean?
And I'm excited. They're back to New York. They're back to into the old ghost house, right? Because we're going back to some familiar stuff. That's great. I love the fact that it wasn't last time. But I agree with some reviewers that have read online that we've got something new. It isn't Gozer again, right? Because it was Gozer in the first one, and it was Gozer in the third one, and I don't remember the second one that well. I don't remember if Gozer was an issue there, and I don't think he was. I think it was the other guy in the painting. So now we have this frozen ghost thing that's coming in that's in the trailers that apparently is not related to Gozer. I could be wrong, but apparently it's not related to Gozer, and that's cool because that's expanding the universe.
Yeah, well, because they are Ghostbusters.
Right.
And they do all the ghosts. They have the Victorian ladies and the
Right.
libraries. Like,
taxi
in
cab
that
drivers,
world,
yeah.
ghosts exist.
Yes.
In all their forms. So
And all their foam, yes.
and all their foam. Marshmallow foam.
Marshmallow foam, green slimer foam.
And so,
big
yes,
belushy butt.
like, you can explore so many ghosts with that
Right.
situation. It's like Indiana Jones. You have all these archaeological treasures. You have all these past civilizations with tons of dead people. So you have so many ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Don't limit yourself.
Right.
Right?
So yes,
That
let's and in that vein, shall I bring them up here and take a look at what we got going on?
Right? We gotta put stickers on. I heard you got some stickers on in the wrong spot. No.
I was told they were in the wrong spot, and then they send me some fantastic reference materials.
Do you have those
GB
up and
fans,
ready?
no, of course
Okay.
not. Ghostbusters fans, is people over time have been able to take some really good close-ups of the screen use props or the screen use costumes, and those resources are collected in a couple of different sites. And here's one of the problems of me saying, oh, they were telling me wrong. Well, they may not have been telling me wrong. There's a 45-second lag. I may have misunderstood which one they were telling me I was doing wrong.
Right.
So the one that I understood that they're telling me I was doing wrong was actually on at least one of the wands. It just may not be on a particular person's wand.
That's okay. That's the way you know it's yours.
Yes.
It's like your Thor axe. You know yours in any photo because the thing's on backwards.
Correct.
You're like, that one's mine!
That one's mine because it's wrong.
I can see people
I brought
use
the
my
wrong thing
poncho
up.
pattern because the back of the hood piece is funky, and I'm like, I know the struggle for that. Let's see. Let's say hi to people.
Yeah, please say hi to people because we haven't said much to the fantastic peeps that are.
No, not at all. We have Bryce New saying, hello. Hi, everyone. Hey,
Hello,
everyone.
Bryce.
Sebastian Chavez. Hi, Odin and Felicia. How are you doing?
Hello, Sebastian.
And Odin. The Adventures of Alex the Stoner saying, hey, Odin, how are you? Sorry, I can read. I promise.
Hello, Adventures of Alex the Stoner.
Dan, does Junk got a Wix ad? I guess you gotta make a website.
I guess.
Steve Mead says, love your builds. Thanks for sharing.
Sweet.
Ooh, they
Steve
look so
Mead?
much better with the stickers. Sorry, I just saw the
I
Clipper
want
file.
to see this picture for Steve Mead.
Steve Mead. It's
Yeah, that's R2SC. Yeah, that's the droid guy. That's him. Hey, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Are we close to being a droid builder?
He's going to be sitting near you, cutting a few cons.
You gonna come up to Sunrise Mall? So there's a con in Sunrise Mall. Maybe it may not be worth your drive because I know you're out on the coast. But Sunrise Mall this weekend, there's the Weekend Blender. It's going to be Saturday, Sunday. It's a free con. So if you need another excuse to drive R2-D2 around and scream at cosplayers, you can go to the Sunrise Mall. It's an all-tiled floor. You don't have to deal with any carpet.
People were complaining about that little droid screaming, but I kind of just enjoyed knowing it was there. It's like, it's like you're like a little kid running around in the background. I hear it! It's still there!
It's there!
I don't know. Like, I would see people, like, go, ugh, for the 100th time. I'm like... But apparently I have a high tolerance for annoying noises, but I did have 4 brothers, so...
Yeah, okay, yeah, you definitely developed a skill there.
Right, it's apparently a skill. I can ignore a train.
Right?
Without even noticing. Dogs barking. What, huh? They're happy, aren't they?
There it is.
What are you looking for?
The master plan.
Master plan. Oh, yeah. The ID, what we need to do. That's important. This looks so much more impressive with the stickers. This morning when I was getting ready, I was going, oh, should we like distress it before we add stickers? And then I was like, duh, you idiot. No. You want the stickers there because they need to get distressed too, and then it'll match.
Yeah.
So.
You idiot. Okay, everybody, all at once. 1, 2, 3. You idiot. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. A million ways to do anything wrong. I'm really good at finding all of them.
So,
DJ Stumpy says, IDW, a crossover of Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles. What would be your perfect Ghostbuster crossover? Ghostbusters and Power Rangers.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think of how just specifically within those two. So you want to do Ghostbusters and Power Rangers?
If you could have anybody doing a crossover with Ghostbusters, who would you do with Ghostbusters?
Wow. Right?
It's a lot. Like, kind of like, what if they met Indiana Jones? That'd be hilarious. You know?
Yeah, so can Ghostbusters bust a Force Ghost?
Scooby-Doo Ghostbusters.
Okay, well, Scooby-Doo Ghostbusters, but...
Let's do the crossover, and it's a real guy, but there is a ghost.
Oh, okay.
The ghost is controlling the real guy, possessing him. Oh, okay. For the twist.
Oh, great. Ghostbusters Exorcist. So your mother sells socks that smell. Get 'em, boys! But anyway.
There you go. Dwayne's here saying, hey guys, keep being awesome. And Daryl Watt says, hey everyone, how's everybody doing here? I'm in Oklahoma where it's snowing. Well, I'm sorry. That must really suck. Oklahoma seems really cool, but snow.
Well, it is right now.
I don't do snow. It's too cold. Like, just thinking about snow makes me cold. Right. It's freezing in here. Not complaining. There's a heater. I appreciate it.
There is a heater. It is crypt cold in here. Absolutely. Can't ever say it enough. It's January. That means it's crypt cold in the Odin Makes studio.
I'm always surprised that if I go, there's not like a cloud of...
Sometimes. Perfect weather for 3D printing.
Is it?
No.
I was going to say, I thought it was like way too cold for that.
It is way too cold. It is way too humid. No, the 3D printers that we've got running now are in housings, right? They got their own little reptile cages. They're in boxes that have acrylic walls and opening cabinet doors that shut with weather stripping tape, and the big one is taped shut as well to make sure it stays shut because it's got a 4-day print running on it.
Those are so nerve-wracking. Yeah. 4 days of is it still okay?
Exactly. This thing's going to ruin it like the very end. Like we're getting down to 99% and it's going to knock it off the plate, right? No. Nope.
Could you just print off that last top? No. You have to.
No, you're a host.
Yeah, you have to start over.
Yeah, pretty much.
And there's no recycling of the filaments?
There is. It's about $1,000 investment.
I don't got no money. Why do you think I'm crafting?
16? $1,600? Oh, right, $1,600. Because it's $1,000 just for the machine that's a specific shredder you can put the plastic into, right? So you can take all of your failed PLA prints and all of your support material pieces and stuff them into this super aggressive shredder machine, right? And it spits out the shredded chunks out in the bottom. Then you take those shredded chunks and put them into the $600 machine that heats them back up, runs them through an auger that looks like a drill bit that has slowly changing.
Extruder?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it forces it melts them and forces and pressurizes to create filament out the end, which it then curls up onto a spool. And it's whatever color you're putting in, you get multicolored because it's whatever you're putting in is what's going to come out.
Recycled.
Yeah, but it works, and apparently it can work with soft drink bottles and disposable silverware.
So economies of scale with that thing.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to get into 3D printing and doing a large scales, it's worth it. But if you're just
Right.
hobby 3D printing, it's cheaper just to buy the filaments.
If you're hobby 3D printing, it's cheaper to buy the filaments. But if you're
Okay.
building enough stuff, like a full-size droid or an 8-foot Emmy, where you got a ton of support material going on, although a lot of those files get sliced and set up in such a way that minimize the support material, then it might be worth it to rerun the support material, and especially if you have a machine that can run more than one head. Or more than one filament anyway. So you can use a recycled filament as your support material, and then the good stuff you actually want on the print gets printed on top of it. There's machines that can do that.
I appreciate
Don't
this.
have
It's
one.
a lot of work. But,
Yeah.
I had to, at one point, figure out how we were going to recycle foam.
Yeah.
And it's just like a lot of these materials go to waste, and it doesn't need to. It really doesn't. So, anyways.
Excited Steve Mead is watching. Hey, Steve.
We have Abdul Hadi saying, hey, I can butcher anybody's name.
Absolutely. Sorry. Parks.
Ben Lynch is here. I made it to 1. Yes! Hey, peoples! Well,
Awesome.
welcome, Ben and Lynch.
Welcome, Ben and Lynch.
And,
Haven't seen or heard from him in a while.
Well,
That's
welcome.
awesome. Hello.
and Darren Moser saying, Darren Moser / Doc Sci-Fi. I'm not able to catch live often, but glad to see all the amazing film work.
Sweet.
So, anyways, we should get probably something accomplished today.
There's a possibility we'll be able to actually play Among Us again this weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
This Friday. Because we missed it last Friday and the Friday before. So I was at Con 2 weeks ago, and then I was. So I get to work for the California Department of Water Resources. I needed to get a day job, got one, like it a lot. And this last Friday, got to go out to Orangevale Dam. Many of you across the world may have heard of Orangevale Dam because the spillway broke back in 2016.
I remember I was filming up there when it did.
Yeah.
Not there, but
Not there specifically, but
we got evacuated after the shoot.
right. I wasn't there for that, but it got repaired very quickly, and it was a big, fantastic thing. And I was there the first time they got to use it to actually spill water out of the dam again. The concern was the spillway is a big piece of cement.
A giant
Huge.
water slide.
Yeah, giant water slide. Basically 6 freeway lanes wide. It's huge.
Again, scale. You can't get it in the camera.
No, you're taking a picture of it. It's like, oh, it's a driveway, right? No. So it broke, and the water eroded it, and then it started actually eroding the earthen dam. Orangevale Dam is just earth. It isn't anything else
So
special.
the dirt got wiped away.
So the dirt starts getting wiped away, and then the big fear was because they couldn't use the spillway because of the erosion, it kept filling. And if it overtopped the emergency spillway, that could be a serious problem. Because it's designed for that, but they realized that it wasn't designed well enough. So when they fixed the dam, they fixed all these things. No disaster happened.
Yeah, I think Practical Engineering did an episode on that.
Okay.
On the Orangevale Dam.
Practical Engineering is a cool channel.
I love their channel.
Yeah.
But I think they did one on the Orangevale Dam specifically of what happened.
Okay.
And they were talking about exactly. I'm like, I know this. I saw that YouTube video.
I remember that. So went out there because they're going to be doing a department meeting, whatever. It's exciting stuff. No, but I get to be part of the video team and got to go inside of the dam because there's a pumping plant inside the dam where it generates power and other fun stuff that dam does and all these huge things. It's literally like being in a Half-Life level, right? I remember playing Half-Life and wondering where are you in the world that has these giant things like this with walls that thick? Yeah,
Imagine
inside of a
playing
dam.
with the zombie prevention league LARPing in there.
Right. Oh, that'd be cool. But standing outside of it, literally the time that we would normally play Among Us I usually, playing that when it's work time. I just work a little longer on Friday. I had an extra long lunch. Standing in front of the entrance to go into this area, it's like, oh, there better be a Stargate in here or I'm going to be disappointed. Well, I wasn't disappointed, but there also wasn't a Stargate. Anyway. So,
fun times.
Yeah.
You're stuck in a dam.
Stuck in a dam for the day, and it was great. I get to go back because that was the preliminary walkthrough to make sure we could get the equipment we needed to do the presentation that's coming up.
Yeah.
And get to go back first week in February and actually go do it for reals. And they gave us a tour, which is awesome. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's neat. Get to see. Plumbing, you got a thing called a ball valve. It's a very common thing for PVC plumbing. You got the pipe that goes in and this ball with a knob on top and a pipe that goes out, right? So it's about so big, and it's a ball valve because it can handle really high pressure, right? You turn it sideways and it's this full concave thing that blocks it all off. Yeah, 110 inches away. That's almost 10 feet.
I was gonna say I can live in that space like a home.
Right. It's like, oh, okay. And they have the other valves that are like that huge too. And even just going down this long Austin Powers tunnel to get down to where we needed to go on a little electric cart. There's all these doors on the side, which is equipment shed, right? You got all this space. You may as well use storage, make alcoves for storage, which is fun because you're riding in the cart and everything feels, it's not that big of a slant. Everything feels like this is level. Death Star. Yeah. But you look to the left and all the equipment is like tilted because you're riding, so it looks tilted, but it's not. Anyway, just miles and miles of extension cords and whatnot. But the cool thing was the tool wall that had wrenches and sockets for nuts that big. It had like these 8-inch or I guess 200 millimeter, or so.
My dad has a wrench for something that big.
Yeah, it's just huge. Bigger than even signposts for the street.
Yeah.
There's massive sockets. It's like, huh. And then they drew an outline on the wall so you knew which peg it goes back onto. It's like, do you guys actually pick that up or does it require mechanical assistance to put it on its peg?
I would use mechanical assistance because...
Right. I'm sure that's a team lift. Anyway, sorry, distraction. Hopefully everyone on Discord, if you're interested in playing Among Us, will be able to get a chance to play that again this Friday. I hope.
Yes. We got Stephen Hall saying hi, Odin and Felicia.
Hello, Stephen Hall.
Ben and Lynch says working 3 jobs now and doing grinds on the side.
Oh, nice. I mean,
keep on hustling.
Keep hustling. Yeah, nice. That's yeah.
And then Big Joe 927 says, "Hey guys." Well, hi, Big Joe.
Hey, Big Joe.
Yes. Okay, so we have stickers.
We have stickers. So the 2 things that we can work on today is stickers, which is the easiest, and cord. Dan Does Junk has brought me some Cat 6 cable. So we could strip all this down.
I can start stripping while we start stickering, so we can be killing 2 birds with one.
Do you want to do that?
Do we want to determine how long we need it to be first?
That's one of the things we probably should ask, especially from anyone here who knows. So the multicolor ribbon cable that needs to go from the cyclotron up to the upper portion of the pack, how long should that be? Is that 3 feet? Is that 4 feet? Is that 30 inches?
Do it slightly longer than we need it.
Yeah, he might say in here because he talks about it, right?
We have...
But I kind of feel like we should do one or the other.
One or the other, not both.
Yeah, not both at the same time. I don't think there's enough table, attention, or camera.
That's true. Very true.
Welcome to ADD Theater.
Where we're all undiagnosed. Some little copper blocks. Silver paint decals. I like these little title heads.
Right.
I really appreciate the work that Lost Wax Oz did into this pattern.
Absolutely.
Like, it is way too much work for a free pattern. So.
Yes, absolutely. No, don't. If you use this pattern, don't be afraid to donate. I also appreciate all the work the Ghostbusters fans have done in researching what all the stuff is. With the GhostbustersFans.com, they actually start talking about what old style plumbing fittings they were using for some of these parts that he talks about making out of curtain rods. It's like, let's go get the parts.
Right. there's a million ways to come at a problem, but I appreciate when people notice, like, the weird ways that like when you make...
Right.
I use this... They figured out which plumbing fixture I used.
Yeah.
I feel like Ben Edie. He's like, I had to cut it, and now there's gaff tape there, and I saw it on somebody else's.
Right. So Ben Edie's story was the hose, right? The Neutrona one hose. I think that came out of the side seat from Ghostbusters Afterlife, or even the one that he made for the packs, ended up being a little too long for whatever it was they were doing. So on set, they decided to cut the hose down and then splice it back together with gaff tape. Cosplayers are now doing that because it's in the movie.
If I ever see that, I think of Ben.
Yep. No, it's awesome getting to talk to Ben. Hope I get to see him again at some point. I got to meet him at Silicone last year. That was such a great con.
To be continued. Alright.
So he doesn't really talk about...
I just haven't found the right section yet.
Instead
of going through the table of contents, I'm just literally flipping through pages going, is it here? Is it here?
Speaking of ADD...
Did we assemble the crank generator? Because we have none of this crossed off. The part that has no name, I remember...
I remember the part that has no name, yeah.
Did we ever finish it? I don't know. We didn't cross any of this off. Pipes and holes, the ramp. I remember all these. The grain elevator. The speech bubble. I love these names, by the way, so much. I'm not talking shit. The Psychotron pan. Put it together. Oh, wait, here.
More pipe, add a filter now, cyclotron pan.
So circle things. Other bits. Okay, we did all of that. So many strips. Okay.
And I do realize and recognize that just using the innards of Cat 5 cable, because it's a blue cable, but inside of it is
the rainbow.
8-stranded white. Yeah. Oh, this is kind of cool. A little extra
insulating
strength. Isn't going to be 100% accurate, but budget-wise, this is totally what we're going to do right now. Because just putting down these, maybe unwinding a couple of them and trying to straighten them a little bit so we can get kind of a rainbow thing going on with some braided and some not. I have material that I could pour over these to encapsulate them, but honestly, I think packing tape's going to work. So... Version 1 is going to be Cat 6 cable and packing tape.
If anything, we'll learn.
Yeah, if anything, we'll learn. Also, I don't think the guy that has the awesome cable on Facebook has any available right now. And the awesome cable is $50. And the amount of time we're going to spend working on this, it's worth just getting the $50. If you pay yourself minimum wage, it's worth getting the $50 cable because we're going to spend that much time dealing with this.
Right? Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Like you see all those little crocheted things at the cons and people are selling them for $15 and you're like, but that took you all, like how much are you paying yourself an hour for that? Because it did not take you an hour to make that and $15 for an hour.
Right. But I know a lot of those people, and I've had that same attitude where, yeah, but I'm cracking that while I'm watching TV. Yeah. So it's not really work. I'm just being busy while working on other things.
I get it, but I've been asked to price out my work before.
Yeah.
And I have to not only justify it, but explain, okay, it takes me 45 minutes to do the pattern. It takes me an hour and a half to 2 hours to cutting, just depending on the placement. If I already know what I'm doing, it might only take me 45 minutes, but it's probably going to take me 2 hours because that's probably the first time. Anyways, so
there's a lot going on.
These can get really expensive really quickly, and you do have to take yourself as a human being into consideration and not assume that you're a robot like you want to be.
Right. I often make that mistake that, I can get that done, and no, you can't.
The thing is like, I know we can. Because we've had to, and we've done it. Like, I know if I go, we can get this done. We've done it before. We're going to do it again. It is.
But it is.
But at what cost?
Right. And I'm getting older, and it's getting to be not as easy to do, I'll just power through this. No, I'm going to take a power nap in the middle of this.
Yes. Sleep hygiene is important.
Right.
These are fun.
Yeah.
They are in pastels, but really, Patricia, pastels. Wait, no, her name's not Patricia.
That's actually kind of cool. So if I grab some of the cable I have, we'll have more colors.
Yeah.
Because this is
orange and white.
Lavender,
green and
white,
gold.
and yeah, green and gold. And then the Cat 5 cable I have is got different colors.
Honestly, I want to make it into a tiara now.
Go ahead, there's plenty.
There's plenty, I can play with it. Dan Disjunct says, you're welcome for the free industrial waste.
Yeah. Industrial waste!
Like,
FTW.
Right, if it doesn't have to end up in the landfill, that is... Reduce, reuse, and recycle. What are you looking for?
Waste. I was going to grab the other Cat 5, but now I'm being...
distracted?
Yeah, heavily. Industrial waste. She has a disgusted look on her face. Is it because it's dirty, or...
Because I fixed so many shoes with that stupid thing because it's what we had.
Oh, you didn't like it? Okay.
I didn't hate it. It just felt messy every time I had to use it.
Fair enough. I apologize.
It just was like, oh, this is a mess. I'm doing it anyways. It was the best tool, and it worked. But
it worked really well for making the signs, for applying a lot of contact cement. So what is this? This is a piece of 6mm MDF that I laser cut. It actually has a little key knockout in the middle here.
I just thought it was a tongue depressor that you zipped up.
No, it's actually a specific thing that I tried to make.
Out?
Yeah.
It's been... I'm over here like giving you dirty looks going, ugh, what is that? No, but it's okay. I appreciate it. But I didn't want to waste all of them. That's why I was trying to only use one at a time and trying not to make a big mess. But
I didn't really talk about it because this becomes disposable. So I've, here, if you want, hit cut. So it's like 15mm wide, it's 6mm MDF wood, and I put the notches on it so the zip tie had a little more to grip. And all I'm doing is using industrial waste, basically packing foam. This is just egg crate, that's fine. Couch foam. Cut a strip off this. And cut it in half. And then specifically zip tying. So the zip tie is the one thing that isn't like, this is scrap because I got plenty of wood, right? So the zip tie is the one thing that isn't scrap. And by using a zip tie instead of glue, the foam brush actually works for me. I've used foam brushes with contact cement before, but the foam brush is made with a glue very similar to contact cement. So it dissolves. Right off. Yeah. And plus, the single wad that's sticking out gets overly saturated and just kind of falls apart. You were reusing it, and this was working. So
I kept it up through the whole con because that was my shoe repair sponge.
Well, it's a good sponge to use on someone's shoe. No wonder you had that look on your face.
Well, I'm like, I use that to fix people's shoes.
Well, I just threw
not
it
in a bad. No, I know. I knew they were disposable, but it was one of those things that I was like. My crafty brain goes, I don't want to re-dip this into the glue, but I have nothing else to dip it into. And so I'm like, where's the glue pot where I don't feel guilty every time I'm using this? But I get why we have it, and I appreciated it. And I did switch up my shoe fixing technique from last year. Last year we were using the two-part epoxy with the hot glue, so we were hot gluing it with the two-part so that it would hold while the other one set. This time, just use contact cement, and nobody came back when
That's good.
Well, people came back because one time the contact cement, they just put it on. They were handed the contact cement, they put it on wet, and they stuck it together, thinking it was glue. And they're like, "That did not work. What's going on?" And I'm like, "Okay, here." Yeah. And we pulled out the heat gun, which, by the way, I appreciate the not too hot heat gun.
Yes.
Because it doesn't melt your things and it doesn't ruins your project, but it speeds things up significantly.
Yes.
So.
And they have a heat pen.
Heat pen. I was gonna say my arms were killing me from the heat gun because the weight of the big battery, so that it works for the longer time, and then the weight of the gun. I'm like, I'm gonna be so buff, but the heat pen. Was significantly nicer, and I could trust to give it to people. But you know what? Everybody like. Can I use this as a hair? No, you cannot use it as a hair dryer. Do you want eyebrows? Do you want to keep your eyebrows on your face?
So Ryobi makes a battery-operated heat gun that actually takes the 18-watt battery. It's got the same form factor as a drill. So the battery goes at the bottom. You're holding the whole thing up at once. This is what Felicia's talking about, is wearing her arm out. Now, at the same time, it doesn't have cord, which is fantastic.
Right.
And it tops out at like 900, 800 degrees, which is hot enough to do everything that we as crafters or with shrink tubing and electronics that I want to do.
Without scorching.
But it's not hot enough to cook the foam, is scorching the foam, right? What you can do with the plug-in ones, which is great, because sometimes you want to do that.
Yeah, you want the heat.
The new product they came out with is called a heat pen. It has the battery that sits on a stand with a low-high knob, and then the cord that goes up to the handle that really isn't much bigger than this cordless soldering iron that they also make.
Yeah.
And it's got a nozzle in the front that's plastic that you can touch. So as a pen, you can get right up on the end of it, and it's still safe. I mean, it's supposed to heat up, but it didn't for me.
It doesn't burn.
Yeah,
like,
and
I'm not worried about people burning or touching the hot part and like getting the the hot glue is more likely to burn you than that.
100%.
Because I definitely burnt myself on hot glue, but I did not burn myself on the heat gun. But also, don't dry your hair with it.
No.
It's not the same thing, and a blow dryer is not going to do the same thing as a heat pen.
And the heat pen is quieter.
Yes,
so
it is.
If you're in the market to find a heat gun, if you don't have one already, I highly recommend the heat pen from Ryobi, because for doing the contact cement, that's a very good spot on. I'm going to use this to help the glue to dry. You can crank it up to high, and you can do all the scoring, opening up of the EVA foam. It'll do the shrink tubing. It'll cook your hair. It's great. So, anyway. But this worked really well for spreading a large amounts of contact cement over a big area.
Yeah.
It was much faster than the brush for me.
And it was really good for looping on a lot of contact cement for fixing shoes. And the shoes didn't come back, and I am never going to deal with all this different epoxies. It's just contact cement.
Right.
And it works. Right.
The other thing is, sometimes people just don't come back because it didn't work. Because I've seen this, right? You try to help somebody, and then you see them later on, and they got the problem came right back. But it's like, well, we tried, it didn't get fixed, and I.
Oh, I didn't see too much
good.
of that, which isn't. I have the survivor's bias or whatever. We only get things that have been broken and ruins and things like that. So I take it with a grain of salt. But at the same time, it's like, if you need anything, just come back. We got you. I'll see you if you know.
Right.
But what are you looking for?
I know where my Cat 5 cable is, but I don't have something to reach it with. So I'm just looking for something that I can reach up and grab it with it. Now at the same time with Cosplay Repair, and I mentioned this we created a little Instagram group for all the people that showed up. There are 3 big main guys that run SacAnime. And during the con, independently, every single one of those guys came up to me and thanked me for showing up, thanked me for what I was doing, and let me know that they only ever hear good things about what we're doing and how we represent them in Cosplay Repair and the general attitude. So thank you, because you're a huge part of that. It's awesome. We get to do it again.
I really genuinely like that about being at a con. Like, that's my favorite thing. I like helping people with their costumes. I worked at a costume shop. It feels like I'm back there.
Yeah.
Talking shop again. And I got a lot of people just being really grateful that we existed. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Right.
I don't know. Like, they should have this at every con, is what I kept hearing. And
we'll be bringing a little bit to the Weekend Blender.
Weekend Blender. I'm like, the weird named con.
The weird named con. Sorry, weird named con. We'll have hot glue guns, super glue, and Topstick.
Which is basically the things you need. Like, honestly,
Right,
most
safety
problems
pins.
were solved with that. So, things that we didn't have that were asked for.
Oh, okay.
Nail polish remover. That one was asked a couple times.
Okay, sure. Acetone would be good, but a non-acetone nail polish remover would be really good.
Or even those little nail polish removal, like, pads where they're individually wrapped.
Okay.
Like a pack of those.
Yeah.
Because for future, just as a thought, but that's one of those things that we didn't have.
That got asked for.
Okay. An LED light changing clicker.
That's okay.
Because that's something you probably should, if you have LED lights, you kind of got to bring your own clicker, but...
You do, because those can be wired to be specific. Because I had one for I don't think it made it to this con, but I've got one
Yeah.
for the Matrix of Leadership.
That's what I was looking for.
And
It did make it to that con.
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't make it, but it also doesn't work with all clickers.
Yeah.
They're not all wired. They're not all the same signal.
Yeah, I get that. And so I was like, I can understand not having that, but that's one of those things that we were asked for that we didn't have.
Okay.
Um,
Can I tell the difference? No, I can't.
there was a pin back. You ended up using your
Yes.
little back.
Right.
From your pin.
So we
and
probably should bring maybe. I mean, that was a
we
first.
fixed
but-
yours with the hot glue gun. With the hot glue stick, we just cut it down and just stabbed it in.
Yep.
And that
Yeah,
helped.
Felicia cut 1/2 inch or almost 10 millimeter off the end of a mini glue stick, and we just shoved that on the back of my Odin Makes pen that I was wearing on my lapel.
Yeah, so you didn't stab yourself and you could
Yeah.
still wear his pin.
Right, but
So-
we gave the military clutch to the person who needed it.
Yeah, which I thought was very nice. And they genuinely appreciated it. But that
Yeah.
was like one of those things that's like, I didn't even think about that problem. And what else? I'm trying to think, because we solved most issues when it was turning somebody away. It was like, no, I'm not going to completely style your wig from scratch. That takes a lot of time, energy, effort,
Right.
and it's like asking somebody to build a prop for you. You know, like
Right, which happened.
Yeah.
Not as much at this con, but I know that some of the guys I talked about, they had people show up with literally a pile of fabric because, hey, I was going to do this, but maybe you can help me finish it. It's like, no, you're asking me to build your cosplay. Sorry, no.
fix it. I was that person who did it, but I did have the privileges of working at the cosplay repair. I built a cuff for my Harley Quinn costume while we were there because
Right.
I couldn't find my missing one, and so I just brought in.
Sure,
Not
and there's
ribbons.
been other little things we've recreated and stuff. So
Yeah.
none of that is a hard and unbreakable rule.
But in general, don't.
to bring laundry
Yeah.
and ask to have your cosplay made on the spot. It's like
No, I'm
it takes
sorry.
longer than that.
Right. We'll help you fix it, but you gotta make it.
A little bit longer. I keep trying that. It's not
Ooh, there's more colors.
more colors. Exactly. That's why I grabbed the other wire. Had it up on a shelf. I ended up having to fish it down, and I didn't knock anything else off.
That's impressive because it looks like
It is.
a game of pick up sticks.
Oh, there's a nice way to say it. I was expecting to hear shit pile.
Oh no, I was gonna say it's like
It's-
playing
it's-
Jenga.
Yeah, it is.
It's a little Jenga game. Yes, quite literally. We still have to go fish up there for the Alice packs. That
Yes, and fish up there
exist
for the Alice.
somewhere.
Yes, they do.
Eventually, we're getting there.
Yeah,
Honestly,
just tore it. Yeah.
ooh, I'm telling you. Honestly,
Like-
we're making a lot of progress, so we'll get there soon enough.
So yeah, no, definitely enjoy. Something I want to talk like sewer urchin from the Tick. Yeah, definitely.
That's my favorite superhero is the Tick. So
Enjoy cosplay repair, and I enjoy having the booth set up at SacAnime, and I enjoy getting to do that, and I enjoy the group of people that come up to help me because everyone who's at that booth is there as a volunteer. No one's getting paid.
yeah,
I'm not getting paid. No one's getting paid.
I didn't get paid. I got free entrance.
Right. It's about the best we can do.
Right.
But
But then I spend the whole time at the booth, so
right,
it
yeah.
is-
Everyone's legitimately working.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So thank you, and thank you everyone else for coming up and putting in the time and effort to do the cosplay repair and to help out with the booth, and it's really appreciated.
Yes, so it definitely was very well received by people there, and they appreciated our help. And
Yeah.
it wasn't as dire of situations, honestly, this year.
No, it didn't feel like it, and I don't know. Well, it's winter, which is usually a smaller con, which it didn't feel that much smaller.
No, it really was just as crowded, if not more spread out, in my opinion. But I
Right.
don't know the actual numbers of what went
No,
on.
I didn't hear attendance numbers, but I know that one of my there's like 6 or 7 dealers that I know down in the vendors room, and a couple of them told me that they did really good this con. That even I think it was Sunday morning, and they were telling me it was one of the artists who usually had a regular booth but moved into Artist Alley. That even if they had, because there's a price difference, right? And a size difference. It's a 6-foot table versus a 10-foot by 10-foot booth. that even if they had a normal booth, they would have made good money. But by moving into this Artist Alley, she was making,
Honestly, the most money that was being spent was Artist Alley in the center because like people were funneling into there and they were ready to spend.
Okay.
I feel like right in the center of Artist Alley is where all the money was happening. Like on the fringes, people were like, I don't know, what do I want to spend my money on? But when they were funneled into the center, it was just like, ooh, and there's this, and there's this.
They were then primed for it. All right.
They were primed and ready, and
I got a hold of the nylon string.
I made
You did.
a little flower crown. I need some more flowers on it. But yes, I think it was very fun. I did have a good time, and I did get to goof off.
Right.
Which doesn't always happen.
Right. Something pop up? Android repair. Yes, Android repair. Cosplay repair and droid repair. I was looking at the pit droid again this morning. There's a droid division on Etsy. It's got some really good STL files for 3D printing droids. And so I was admiring the pit droid.
Oh, nice. I definitely appreciate, like, just sitting at the booth, people watching, because I feel like I'm in the power cable of Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
With just, like, there's a Disney game walking by,
Yep.
there's a...
Yep.
There goes Mega Man, there goes
Kratos, there goes... Yep.
And it's all just like, oh, hi, what's up? Like, I just feel like I'm in a whole nother world, and it's lovely, and I love it. And it's strange, it's weird, and it's welcoming. So
Yeah.
we do not discriminate against droids or people.
Oh, heck no.
Or
Oh, heck no.
yes, all costumes welcome. All crafting problems welcome, I suppose.
Shock Bremen was telling me that got onto the forums and apparently has successfully downloaded all the plans for R5D4. So the red astromech from Star Wars.
Okay.
As one of the ones that was told. I think they're going through the list and grabbing everything. But that was the one. Because I had mentioned I liked R5, right? Because he was the slightly different one. So.
Yes.
Alrighty, so I peeled off some regular Cat 5.
And I made a little flower crown out of the cable, so now we have to get another one of these ones.
That's fine. Yeah, the browns are ever so slightly different. Basically, they're not. It's a different dye lot.
This is the greens are different.
The greens are very different. There's no blue.
And this one's purple.
And that one's got purple.
That one's blue.
There's blue here, yes. So
there's no blue in this one.
There's no blue in the one that Dan gave us. This one's got, mine's got blue. So we've actually got more color, which is cool. So it's good. We can make even a better rainbow cable. So very excited about that. All right. So apparently the cable was happening. We kept talking. Did anyone in chat pop up and let us know how long we should make this cable run?
I don't know.
It's like 2 inches wide, right? So we got quite a few cables to do. And it needs to run, it's something like a meter, but I don't remember. Or that's just the amount that the guy on Facebook.
We skipped a lot of the
God,
chat.
I wish I could remember.
The chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we skipped a lot of the chat. DJ Stumpy says, I'm getting Only Fools and Horses vibes when Del Boy was selling paint strippers as hair dryers. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, don't use...
Yeah, no.
Contact cement is the best. Yes, Mariah, it is.
Yes, it is.
Ad Vixen, I can imagine how it went down. Guys, it's an honor to receive you, Mr. President. Odin, I am not a president. Thank you.
You're talking about the Super Smosh fan, probably.
Probably.
So, the episode you first appeared in, that was a traveling artist, pickup artist, and I was like...
Was it?
It was the first episode I appeared on in the behind the scenes. The first that he came up with the He's the Man meme.
So he noticed that you were in those behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
he noticed those, but it was like, that wasn't the first one I was working on. I'd been there a year, but all
the
right.
first time you made it in the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or it may have just been earlier that year, but yeah.
Or a release schedule because we shot 2 at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
And that particular movie got delayed, so the whole Smosh video got delayed.
Yeah.
And that,
who knows? Like, I don't even know the episodes we worked on.
Right, I know, and he did.
Right?
Yeah, video game reels are new too. You made the BFG from Doom 2000. It's like, yes. It's like, oh, and he starts asking these what if questions. It's like, I built that one because I had a day and a half to build it, and the big V8 and Doom gun from the movie is a lot easier to make than the one from the video game. Because that was made out of like gator foam and foam core and a 2x4 and a flashlight. That thing was built for the shot. It was not going to live long term.
Yeah, it's held together through the shot without the gaff tape.
It did. I think it went home with one of the guys. But yeah.
Yeah. Jeez, it's been a while. It's been... Yeesh.
Yeah, don't do the math.
No, don't do the math. I was just looking at when we started doing these live streams, when we started this project.
Yeah, that's 2 years almost to the month. Or is 2 years to the month.
Right.
And yeah.
But... we're getting it eventually.
Eventually, the button's in front of you.
Yes.
And
oh yeah.
Eventually.
That thing scares me. I'm afraid it's gonna eventually.
well, at some point the battery's dying.
Right.
Eventually. But we did. It does seem like 2 years have gone by, and they have. But we've gone from every week to every other week to missing a month and getting side quests, and there's a lot of talking, and
I'm
it's
getting
crafting
distracted
fun.
instead of working on like what we're supposed to. I'm making a little daisy chain crown because I can and it's pretty, and I'm distracted. You put something to fiddle in front of me.
There you go, and
it's
you fiddle.
Basically pipe cleaners.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It totally is pipe cleaners.
It's a little wire with color.
Shop really talked about making something out of pipe cleaners recently. I forget what that was now.
I saw a pattern for a teddy bear out of pipe cleaners.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. But pipe cleaners, they're fun. I like them.
Yeah.
They keep me entertained for hours. How to keep Felicia busy.
Fiddly wires.
Fiddly things.
All right, let's go back to looking at pictures of stickers.
Hottie says, I made Hellboy's hand watching your video.
Sweet.
That's awesome. That's
That's awesome. I throw sweet out really quick, but no, that's cool. It is a treat for me to see a Hellboy cosplayer or other, and kind of like especially Ash Williams from Evil Dead, and you start looking at the Hellboy hand, you start looking at the Ash Williams chainsaw hand, because there's things that I did to cut corners to get the video done, and I can see it in other and other people who've replicated my pattern. Mm-hmm. So that is a treat, and that's cool. So I'm glad it worked for you. I hope you have fun with the hand. I hope it works for you. If you're looking for a different method to do it, SKS Props has another good tutorial. He did the comic version of Hellboy's hand. He also made a face and a tail and a bunch of other stuff because Steve is a huge Hellboy fan.
He's hell of a fan.
He's a hell of a fan. Because there's more than one way you can make something. There's lots of different ways you can make something.
Yes.
I haven't done a video long enough. I screwed up my own tagline.
You need to practice. Get back in the room.
Yeah, I do.
Yes. Dan Does Junk says, it's awesome finally to see you don your Mecha Godzilla suit at a con.
Right. All right. I almost touched the Proton Pack. So...
Did I get you off?
Well, something came up and I was going to talk about it, and then we talk about lots of other things. I'm very quickly and easily distracted. Yeah, I actually wore the Mecha Godzilla twice on Saturday at the con and stomped around and actually went downstairs with... first time Zeus was being a handler, which was great fun, and the second time Aaron was the handler, and he's great. Aaron is a fantastic pitch guy. He's... What's that? Aaron,
Aaron
and Mariah.
Yeah, sorry. It just threw me for a second. I'm like, wait, because everybody was going by.
Oh, well,
Other
hire
names,
for hire
yeah.
is going to be... If Aaron's in chat, it's probably a hire for hire. And, dude, you were great, because we ended up going down to basically the front doors. We tried to meet up with the Droid Walk. Steve Mead scheduled a Droid Walk to happen at 4 p.m., and because Mecha Godzilla is basically a droid, it's like, hey, you should come on out and do it. Because Hummins made his Vader Buster.
Come join the parade.
Yeah, come join the parade. Hummins is another cosplayer who comes up from San Francisco who just builds big suits. Hummins is fantastic. He's really good at what he does, and he's really good at making big things. So the Vader Buster is a mashup of the Hulk Buster from Marvel, but instead it's painted in R2-D2 colors and has an R2 head. right? So it's this big, it's fun. So I got invited to go. I missed the party because I started getting dressed. It's like, oh crap, it's 3:30, 3:40. I need to start getting dressed. Yeah, it takes time to put Godzilla on. And then from my booth to the other side of the hall, convention center, down the escalators or elevator to the front door where we were supposed to meet, that usually takes 4 minutes for a human to walk, even in a crowd. 20 minutes in a Mecha Godzilla suit because you got to stop for all the pictures and then you're waiting for the elevator and whatnot. So I got downstairs at like 2 or 3 minutes after 4 and missed the liftoff, right? And it's like, well, it was supposed to be here. I didn't expect it to be that punctual. So we ended up hanging out in the front door for like 45 minutes or so. And I saw the tail end come by, right? But I didn't think about the fact that, all the droids peeled off to go to the elevator. So all the troopers and all the Sith Lords and everybody else parade on by and go up the escalators. Like, well, that looks like it should be it, but where are the droids? Because I thought they would kind of go around and go to the escalators. Well, no, they took the shortcut.
They were efficient.
Yeah, they were efficient. Duh. So, but that whole time, Aaron's down there, oh yeah, it's Mecha Godzilla. Odin's in there. Odin's got a YouTube channel. It's called Odin Makes. You really should check it out. He's got a whole video, and he's just constantly doing this. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't annoying at doing it. He was like really good pitch guy, really good. It's like, it's this. You should check him out. Here's a QR code. Yeah, you should. And it was just, thank you if you're watching. That was awesome, and I appreciate the help with that. Zeus is good too because he knows how to be a handler. It was Dave. He was dressed up as Zeus.
Yeah, I know.
And he was good at watching the crowd, watching head clearance, watching for small children in front, making sure that we know which direction we're going in. So he would spend a lot of time walking backwards, kind of directing us in the suits as to where to go. And but standing still with Aaron doing this, like that was fantastic PR for the channel. So the thing I haven't talked about, why did I wear the suit twice? Hummins, this guy that built the Vader Buster, he's also built a bunch of other stuff that's all really freaking cool. Hummins H2 on Instagram. He built the Kiru Mecha Godzilla suit from 2000 and brought it. So here he is at 7'6" in his Mecha Godzilla suit, and I've got mine, and I'm like 7'4" or whatever it is at the top of my suit. And there's 2 Mecha Godzillas at SacAnime, and then a third guy randomly showed up with his Godzilla armor. He kind of took the idea of what if a human was to make armor that kind of looked like Godzilla. So it had all the plates, it had the back spines and the helmet, and he could look out the helmet kind of like the Kurgan looks out the saber-tooth face in this Godzilla suit. And it was way cool to get to stomp around with another kaiju.
So you had a monster mash.
It had a monster mash, definitely. It was awesome.
Yes.
So, yeah. So I spent a good 3 to 4 hours in the Godzilla suit overall at the con. Yeah. Is this going to work? Get the thing out of the way.
3.
Maybe. It's kind of blown out.
5.
Yeah, 5.
But can they find this on your Instagram?
They should be able to find this on the Instagram, I think. I think it's got posted to the Instagram. But I had some stories, so I don't know what the picture did. That's me with a 7-foot predator. But anyway, so it was awesome getting to actually get to, one, talk to Roger Hummins, because usually I'm seeing him in the costume, and when he's dressed up as Juggernaut or he's dressed up in Vader Buster or anything else, dude is super happy to talk to people, but someone wants a picture. So you get to talk to him for like 15, 20 seconds, and he's off doing the picture thing. Since he was set up in Steve's booth right next door with the droids, because he had a big droid suit, I just got to talk to him a couple of times, and it was awesome getting to see the Mecha Godzilla suit. So that was really freaking cool.
And then you also got to be a giant Mecha Godzilla.
And then I got to be a big sweaty Mecha Godzilla too. Yeah.
Stomp around.
Stomp around. Stomp around. Stomp around. Yeah, it was great. It was. I need to remember that while I get hot and sweaty and worn out, and sometimes, definitely sore, wearing the Mecha Godzilla suit, going downstairs to the front entrance where people were and just being there wasn't a lot of exertion on my part. But it was a lot of fun, and a lot of people funneled by it. It was a quick way to get pictures of a lot of people and do a lot of interaction. Yeah. I have to remember to stomp around a Godzilla every time. Not every day, but every con. Every
At least get it once.
At least, it's Saturday, let's go do this thing. Yeah.
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 Take a moment. Enjoy your costume.
Yes.
All the hard work. Be the beast.
Be the beast. One of the things I have to remember with mine, difference in building. So my Mecha Godzilla's got the big feet that just fit over my shoes. So for me, I'm physically standing on the floor in my normal human shoes with a big foam Mecha Godzilla foot that just sits right over it, right? So I can pick up my foot, and there's my shoe, but I can feel the ground, and I've got mobility. But I've got these toes that stick out the front. So it's not as bad as walking in scuba diving flippers, but it's a similar idea where you start doing this kind of a duck walk, and then you really have to do the kaiju walk that you see the guys in the suits do because
that's literally the way you can.
Yeah, you're kind of back and forth, and it's this overstepping, like Clydesdale stomp you have to do with the feet, which adds to all of it. Well, after doing that 2 or 3 times, I was still sore on Tuesday. Yeah. Now,
leg workout.
Roger, in order to get his bigger so he could look the way he wanted to, and he builds all of the suits this way, has a lift in the legs, which is the way we did the Gundam. And Dan has done his Gundam similar, where there's a lift inside of various sizes. But the way Roger connected his legs to his feet, because I got to watch him put the suit on, was very similar to the way I did the Nano Gauntlet, where he didn't have a lot of ankle mobility, right? So you're going to slow down, and it's more clumsy because you're walking in oversized lifts, but then the way they buckled together, he didn't have a lot of mobility. He was very slow. And I'm not complaining, but there's a huge difference between being able to walk on your own feet or being able to walk on a very small amount of lift that's made to be shoes versus the big cosplay feet. I noticed the same issue with the Gundam, with Joe in the Gundam, and the few times I've walked a little bit with Dan. Maybe have I walked with Dan in the Gundam? But Joe was still faster than Hummins was because Joe still had ankle mobility, right? He didn't lock him up. So
I'm just trying to, because it's a lot of leg work, but
because Hummins ends up doing this kind of and that's about what a penguin, and not quite, and in no way am I trying to badmouth the guy because he's a fantastic artist.
Of actually having these suits on, it is not you can just walk like a normal person. You have flippers on the end of your feet,
right? Exactly.
Even though they're not flippers, they're this thick, but they're the same length.
Yeah.
And so when you're trying to walk with flippers and no ankle mobility, it is just this whole nother level of I have to relearn how to walk.
Right.
While you're in a giant costume and nobody knows it's you. And you can't see anything. And is that a child?
Yeah, that's the worst part. For both of us, imagine holding your hands here. And that's what I can see in front of me, right? So I can walk ahead well. But if somebody walks up here, they're invisible. And I feel like I'm covering my microphone, but I know I'm not. So, not a big deal. But anyway, it was awesome. I hope I get a chance to walk around with Hummins again in the future in the Mecha Godzilla suits because that was freaking cool. And I know G-Fest is coming up-ish. G-Fest is a Godzilla festival that happens in different cities. I think it's going to be in San Francisco again soon.
Ooh.
And that would be cool to go to if I can. It depends on schedule.
That would be a fun one to wear a Stitch costume.
That would be a fun one to wear the Stitch costume. You're
San
right.
Francisco.
Yeah.
He's an adorable kaiju. I'm just saying.
He is an adorable kaiju.
He is a monster.
Yep.
And what I think is hilarious is that he has the vocabulary to make the Senate throw up with his coarseness. And when he calls the person that he likes the least, he has to think of a word to call him. He calls him a stupid head.
Yes, he does.
And that is the worst thing he could think of to call this. Anyways, it makes me laugh.
Actually,
did we lose a clipper battle?
Yeah, on the bells. Well, they're not glued in.
They're just popped in.
Yeah.
They look really legit, like too legit with those stickers.
Oh, the stickers are great. Yeah, Moby stickers. Love them.
Yeah.
So anyway, a little bit of rant, but yeah, SacAnime got to wear Mecha Godzilla. It was great. Am I going to wear Mecha Godzilla at SacAnime? You're probably not. But yeah, it's forgot how fun it was. One thing I did say, and so ideas for how to fix Mecha Godzilla. I'm just going to keep rambling. Is that okay? Welcome to the Odin Makes pod
Live
stream.
stream where we ramble and talk to y'all and go off on
happens.
tangents.
I can't imagine why the projects aren't getting done.
It's so close to. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
like, we've worked together for years. We could finish this.
Yeah, if we had to.
Could.
Yeah,
But we both need
we
that.
could get it camera ready.
We could get a camera ready. We
Yeah.
could even get all the bells and whistles we need, but you need to kind of light a fire. Anyways, so it's like in the back of my head, I know we're fine, but we've definitely dragged this out.
Oh yeah, sorry about that, guys. Watching Roger put his together and knowing how mine goes together, and the fact that now that I'm 2 years into wearing a Mecha Godzilla suit and setting it up and tearing it down on a mannequin that I'm not wearing it on, a lot of the Velcro, especially around the hips, the glue is giving out. Right?
Okay.
So a lot of those Velcro pieces are coming out. And watching how quickly he can get in and out of his using snap buckles.
Snaps, yeah.
The
clips.
The clips. Yeah. How to do that for mine? If I was to get quilting
rip it?
hoops, and sew a quilting hoop around the top of the accordion pieces, and that would give me a hard edge to then clip to a weight bearing belt, so the legs are actually supported by my shoulders and not by the pants. Mm-hmm. And then if they're not velcroed to the at least to the hips, maybe even going so far as doing the knees, but those seem to be okay. But especially with the hips, if they're not velcroed, then a little more mobility with the feet. As it is, my legs can twist inside the costume, right?
But the
So
costume
big deal.
offers resistance that you never
Yeah.
realize. Things you don't know until you're actually in the outfit. Like, oh, I can't twist. I can't.
Right. I twist to go around a corner and I hear Velcro tear. So.
Yeah, yeah. And that was us just trying to, okay, we need these attached. How are we
Right.
going to do this? All right.
I'm taking pictures and I hear Felicia or Shock Grumman come up behind me. And it's like Velcroing stuff back together. It's like, thank you. Can't see anybody, but
It wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
But when we were building it.
Yeah. Okay.
When we were building it, we weren't thinking of like.
Well, thank you, Shock Gremlin, for Velcroing my butt back together.
Yes. But when we were building it, we were thinking about you had to wear this and walk around in it, and
Right.
it needs to be functionable, but we don't know what those functions are until you literally are walking in it and we're testing it. But then by the time that it's that point, it is what it is.
Right.
And you get what you get. Now,
Duct tape and prayers. Here we go to camera.
I got everyone saying that.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Something else I realized, the Mecha diaper, right?
Yeah.
So this is the actual pelvis piece that the tail hangs off of. I'm making gestures behind the table because
Because tail.
whatever, you guys know what's going on. A year ago, the actual Godzilla taint tore. Don't you hear it when you tear your taint? And it's been that way for.
Yeah.
So I'm considering.
On the buckle?
No, adding in a piece of aluminum. Let's just go get a 3/4 inch wide strip of aluminum, something that fits, that is going to give enough of a resistance in the body that the weight of the tail isn't going to make the whole thing collapse.
Okay, so
And
that's
then-
why it's
and then
breaking,
maybe
not
put a-
because it's being pulled.
Not because it's being pulled, because it's being pushed
collapsed.
in. Yeah.
Okay, so it needs more structured that way.
And then maybe even around the waist as well, right? So
So
it
you
becomes
need
a-
some more.
Yeah. And
Solid
possibly even
support.
steel. We've got a spot welder we purchased for making the new science ball for the Emmy.
You didn't end up using a microwave?
No.
Okay, good.
Wanted
I was
to.
nervous. I was like, that sounds dangerous.
I looked it up. It wasn't that much from. It was less than $200. It wasn't that much from Home Depot. So I've got one. I haven't plugged in and used it yet.
But now that you're in it, you're like, okay, I can appreciate the solid, more support.
More solid support of maybe making an actual frame in the Mecha diaper.
Yeah.
To give the diaper the right shape and to help hold that tail.
Because the tail needs more support.
The tail needs more support.
It's drags, but it's not dragging.
Yeah, it drags, but it's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
The original 74 Mecha Godzilla's got a very short tail that in the movies and everything else doesn't touch the ground. It hangs out in space because it's a very short tail. Kiru, the one that Hummin's made, is totally a tail dragger, and his tail unbuckled in 3 places to make it smaller to be able to load it into a vehicle as well as give it articulation points. which was cool. So, but I'm just looking at building the suit a few times on the mannequin. I really want to fix this part. And so there's a few things I think I want to fix on Mecha Godzilla to see, will this work? Because I'm having a little gremlin tell me that we really need to do a version 2.0. And so there may become
just
a whole...
start
a fresh one. And I agree with that, but I think I want to try some things on the suit.
So that you
first.
can feel them out, see how they work before investing your time and effort.
Right, because I still want this to work.
Yeah.
Right, which it doesn't. But that's something that may not happen until 2.0. And nice thing with building a 2.0 suit, could do it two different ways. Smartly would build the whole thing at once. See all the pieces in relation to each other all at once. Paint them all at once. Don't do it piecemeal like I did in the videos. But at the same time, I can make version 2.0 with just the chest. You know, the head's okay.
Just build the pieces that you need.
It's a little taller than it should be. You know, like
Yeah.
I see a little too much Bill the Cat in him. But yeah, and just build the pieces to replace them. And I don't see any reason to fix the feet or the hands.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And I also appreciate the whole I finished this project and I never want to revisit it again because it's done and like my brain already shut off that chapter. Yeah. But at the same time, it's that little annoying one. But you can make it better.
But you could make it better.
But you could do better.
And enough time's gone by that, okay, I can feel this.
I forgot this chapter.
I forgot also I've managed to not make it where I have to get this done for Wednesday because this is the only way I'm going to be able to survive.
High pressure.
Yeah, that's been taken away. So that helps.
And doesn't at the same time because...
And doesn't, because now you
don't have that fire making you do it. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. But, so... As a background thought, I might revisit Mecha Godzilla at some point in the future. Is it going to be soon? Oh yeah, no. I got things I want to get done first.
Eventually.
I've got a Mecha Godzilla that works. Everyone seems to be happy with it.
Right? It's way more impressive than the one I have. Yes.
So I'm back to looking at the Bill Murray Ghostbusters pack. We're here with this piece. So this has the Danger High Voltage, which is the sticker.
Ad Vixen says, fun fact, your face-off with Kairu?
Kairu, yeah.
Kairu,
I'm pronouncing it wrong.
It's okay, I can butcher any name.
Yep.
Is more epic because they're made by the bones of Godzilla's parents, so it's the mama yelling at the robot that keeps fighting as a kid.
Right, yeah, my Mecha Godzilla is just space titanium, whereas, yeah.
Yes.
I put a sticker on!
Which one? The Danger.
The Danger. Well, the one I could see a picture of. Oh, that one goes there.
Well, I remember that one was still there, but yes. Right. Danger. Okay, that cable doesn't look too far off that we have, and it is in rainbow order.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this was a specific cable from the era, right?
Like in the printers and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I think we could just fake it and see how it looks like. What it looks to me like we could do, if we really wanted to overdo this thing, is use the Epsilon stuff that I put over the Emmy, because I've still got a couple gallons of it. So we could lay the cables out and then encapsulate it into this, because this is flexible. It's not that flexible, but it is flexible.
Yeah.
But I think just
I really like the high quality packing tape.
Yeah.
Because it has more of a thickness and a gum to it. But it's
True.
Whatever packing tape we have, I will be happy to use.
Okay. Well, I don't think it's happening today. So
yeah.
As I look at the clock that's dead, we only have half an hour. But if I look at the clock that's real, we have a little more than half an hour. So it's not going to happen today anyway.
No, we can get a sticker or two. But I made a pretty crown. So
you did make a pretty crown. And we got to look at the... I got very excited that the cables that Dan gave are a different color scheme than the cables that I've got, which is awesome because that means we get more color on our cables.
Yeah, we need rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally stripped those ones, but it's okay.
Whatever. The only other thing that we don't have, that if we really wanted to try to pretend like we're going to be authentic, is to go get similar size cable in just solid black. Because I think there's a solid black and maybe even a solid red. Hopefully one of you can let me know. And so if we add that in there once we start twisting it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here though.
Not in this image of it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it here.
Maybe that one and that one.
But you see how all of them look like twisted pairs, but then some of them are twisted on top of the twisted pairs, so you get like twisted quadruples. That's what I'm seeing.
But it's in rainbow order.
Yeah.
Because we have the rainbow, and then we have
I guess these aren't.
the black and white, and then black, white, and brown, and then it's rainbow again, black, white, and brown, rainbow again.
Okay.
Red, orange, yellow, blue. Well, green, blue, purple.
And we have this piece.
Then there's 2 whites and browns, and then a black and brown, and then a white and brown, and then it's rainbow again.
Well, we'll have to fake it with the colors we got.
But as long as it's in rainbow order.
Yeah.
I think visually, like, our brains eat up the rainbow order naturally. Like, things just feel like they're more organized, and we won't necessarily be able to explain why.
Okay.
At least in my experience of organizing things for people, like when I worked for the County Office of Education, I would put, like, they gave me free range of the color printer paper, and they're like, can you just do it in a different color so that we can, when I'm doing this presentation, I can say, pull up the yellow sheet, pull up the blue sheet. So all the papers need to be different colors.
Okay,
and
right, that makes sense.
Organize it for myself, I did it in rainbow order, because visually I know the order from far away.
Yeah.
And the person who I did their presentation for was like, oh my gosh, whatever you did to this presentation, it was like super professional. It looked really well put together and thought out. And he couldn't, like, all I did was put it in rainbow order of the printer papers. From the brights, then the pastels, and then the weird, anyways.
Yeah.
Little things that people don't notice, but they notice, and they don't know why. Rainbow order's one of those ones.
Gotcha.
So, little thing that it would bother us if it's just random. Why doesn't this one look like that one? Well, it's because...
Right, it's out of order, or it doesn't... Yeah. It's like going Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay. Your battle droid head, help me.
I am doing terrible at keeping up with the chat. Sorry, people, but we love you.
Yeah, actually. 100% honest here, we wouldn't be doing a live stream if there weren't people watching and chatting back to us. So I'm sorry that we don't keep up with everything, but we are here because it is fun to be able to talk to you.
Shop talk. Shop talk.
Yep.
I can't talk. I can barely shop.
Really shop.
Dan Does Junk says, I need better insoles and redo the kneecap covers of Sintra. Like, all the problems, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is why sometimes I call myself a method costumer, because I have to get into the costume. Because I'm like, wait, can we bend? This activity needs to happen. Is this even realistic? All right, that's going to suck for them.
Yeah, this is going to suck. All right, so I've been in this costume for 4 hours. How do I pee? Oh, yeah, you don't.
Mecha diaper.
Mecha diaper.
New meaning.
But I do think that I would really like to try the hoops. Because you can get like 8 and 10 inch metal hoops.
Yeah,
right?
they have those for art, like...
Yeah. So I just need to get one that actually might be 12 or 14 for me for Mecha Godzilla.
Like barrel
something
hoops.
Like that. Yeah.
Wine barrels.
What does it be that? Even just like
No, I know. I'm just saying that, like, I was trying to think. There's this lady who we were filming in her house, and she had wine barrel
hoops, yeah.
Wine barrel hoops is a decorative thing hanging on her staircase, and I thought those were really cool, but I wouldn't use them for what she used them for. I'm like, I get arts and crafts that.
Yeah. And of course I could always weld them, but make my own hoops. But it seems like that should work. And I wanted to connect them because it's a bellows that connects, it's a fabric bellows that connects to the Mecha diaper. I always had concern over it just being attached at a point that it would drape like fabric, that it would then tent off that point. So by putting a hoop and then connecting the hoop, I'm hoping it'll all hold it up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Which it holds.
Yeah.
What's working has worked so far. And keeping that shape, you'll be fine. I feel like the embroidery hoop should work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Embroidery hoops are wooden, but whatever. I don't know what else to call it.
They're also plastic, and they come in all different... But I'm just saying embroidery hoop because I know what you're talking about, but there's a million things that can be in that place, and you don't have to hold it just to that one. But I get what you're talking about. Structure and support. Boning.
Boning, right?
Boning. Yes.
Okay, so there's a sticker that goes on the bumper. It looks like it is specifically on...
The blue one? Right
there?
there?
The blue one goes on this side, because this side's got the knockout and this side doesn't, so the sticker goes on this side.
confirming to make you feel better.
Yep.
That's what that picture looks like. Dan does junk. How do I pee? It depends.
It depends. Not a route I want to go with.
Eventually. That's how you pee.
Yeah, pretty much.
Eventually.
I may have my own personal problem with this. You know, it might be just me, I don't know. But when I pee, I don't want to keep it. I don't want to be wearing it. It depends.
If we're looking at it, it's this way, not this way. So, there.
What?
Because you could accidentally put it upside down. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But we're all, yes.
We did it right. Okay.
Yes, we did
it's
it
like,
right.
Wait a minute.
I was confirming that it was on the right side and all the things that could have gone wrong.
Yeah, it is on the right side. No, it's on the left side. It's on the right side when we're looking at it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Oh, and I love the fact that how do these attach to the actual Ghostbusters packs? Giant freaking Phillips screws. Oh, okay, good.
Just screw it on.
Just screw it on.
Just smoosh it.
And that's right. That's what those were for. So I got a bag of screws over there. The one that's got the closer to the monitor. Yeah.
Those screws.
They go here with the round
red.
one. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to remember where that went before. Because there's... It's up here on this guy.
Yeah. DJ Stumpy wants to know, would a hula hoop work, or am I thinking of the wrong part of the suit? Basically, a big metal hula hoop is what you're thinking.
Basically, yeah, the hula hoop could work for the waist, but it might be. I haven't played with a hula hoop in a while, and I imagine, I'm probably about as big as I am in a hula hoop, but for the thighs is what I'm looking at. Is the main thing I'm talking about, or have been bringing up again and again.
Yeah.
And so maybe, but I'm really tempted to go with something metal, something that's going to have.
A hula hoop's going to have a permanent plastic, like when you bend it, if it just gets smooshed, it's going to be smooshed.
It's
and
done.
It is what it is. And although it is cheap enough to replace, they ain't that cheap anymore. Hula hoops are like $10 for the crappy kind.
Really?
Yeah, I was at Walmart the other day thinking, I could put a hoop, and I'm not going to spend my budget
$10 on a hula hoop? Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear that.
I was a circle skirt that I was working on. They're like, you can support it with a hula hoop, and I'm like, all right, you bring the hula hoop. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you go get the hula hoop. I'm gonna.
I'll make it the best that I can, but for that price point, you might as well just try and do what you want to do.
Okay.
But I wouldn't rule out hula hoops. They are great, but they will break, and then when they broke,
Why are you hating on the hula hoop?
I like hula hoops. I'm a very big fan of hula hoops. I won the hula hoop contest in the 6th grade.
Oh, okay.
Hula hoop champion of 19. Whatever, we're not going to talk.
19 already saying too much.
I mean, I know nothing.
I was alive while Elvis was still alive. I was alive while people were on the moon.
I'm older than the internet.
Yeah.
Than my claim to fame. Sharp shot effects. A rule of thumb for costumes I design is that I want to make sure I can get out quickly for whatever reason. Usually means a lot of Velcro and quick releases. Yes.
Yep. No, that's
very smart because medical emergencies, overheating, locking your knees out. All of these are serious issues that can occur when you're wearing a costume that you don't even know.
Yep.
Like you stand up straight with your knees locked out for too long, you are going up.
Yep. And I cannot emergency out of the Mecha Godzilla. I can get the head off in a second. So I can get my head clear. Like, I can just whip really quick and launch the head off. So I can get my head out. But that's it. I need help to get out the rest of it. It is not... My costume does not do what you're talking about, and you are thinking very practically.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. I'm usually the person helping the person in the outfit, so... Yeah. Schultz Division, do an Iron Man pee scene. Adam Turbonado. Sorry, I can butcher anyone's name. Says, check Discord. I posted some pictures of the cables. Sweet.
Oh, sweet.
Thank you. You're a rock star. Appreciate you. Jerry Scott. Hi, Odin. Jerry from Scotland. Just wishing you a happy new year from me and my daughter Emma. Can't wait for 2024 videos.
Yes. 2024 videos will happen. Oh, yeah, here they are.
Is that your New Year's resolution to get... See, rainbow!
Totally rainbow.
Totally rainbow. Those ones are solid. The pictures you have are twirly, but...
We're looking at... So the one I'm looking at is Ghostbusters 2 specifically, because he's got GB2. And then this one is GB1, which has got the other solid cables with the twisted. Right? So we're going to end up making GB2 cables on our GB1 pack because whatever. But
worst case scenario, mine's Phoebe's pack in my head. It's based off of the first one, but it's been through so many renditions that it is what it is at this point, and Benny has the little cut spot on it.
Yeah. Now, Ghost on Discord or Turbino, Adam, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Much appreciated. Any reference material, and I really appreciate the effort that the Ghostbusters fans have gone into with recreating this stuff and sharing their knowledge. Getting back to the whole Dick Smith thing earlier.
Oh, sorry, at Jerry Scott, she can butcher anyone's name. I can butcher anyone's name.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron.
I don't know Aaron.
It's an SNL skit.
Aaron, just Aaron, yeah.
Up all the names. Is Aaron here? Danda's Junk says, "Say my suit is a trap too." Steve D did it. Santa bring anyone some Ryobi goodies for Christmas? You got some Ryobi goodies. And
I did, yeah. They're in the. I've talked about it a couple of times, but not really.
You talked about the heat pen, but you didn't talk about the glue gun pen, which was kind
right.
of.
That's very buried.
It's all packed away. I'm not going to try and pull it.
So all the cosplay repair stuff came back, but it's the very bottom. The glue pen's cool. So the glue pen, same thing. It's a small form factor. You know, it's about so big, and it has a metal thing. It works with the small batteries. It has a small little cup you can set it in because the whole end ends up being hot.
It's not these,
but it's kind of weird to use because
the extruder is a little plunger, and there's not enough surface area for your thumb to really plunge.
Right. So you're either doing this with it, or my hands are big enough, I can kind of do this. This is a flashlight. But that's the motion you have to do to get it to plunge. And it works, but it's kind of weird because it's not...
Yeah, so like the regular hot glue gun is the one that I was handing to people. I wasn't really handing them the little hot glue gun.
Right.
Because for most of the repairs, we're like globbing on the glue. We need the hot glue. We need it now. We need it fast. That hot glue gun, I would use that for rhinestones. Little details. For the rivets for Mecha Godzilla. Because it gives you a little loop, like the right amount of a blob, just to attach a rhinestone. Like
these are 100% accurate descriptions.
And it doesn't have like a lot of the spider webs that come with it, so it's really good for detailed application. Where the other wireless glue guns get too hot or too much hot glue. You know what I mean? A lot of hot glue comes really fast. Where that is more precision. But at that point, when we were doing like those missing rhinestones and things like that, we weren't using hot glue to fix them at Cosplay Repair. We were using not Gorilla Glue. It was Gorilla Glue brand.
Oh, Super Glue.
Super Glue. Thank you. My brain just farted.
Crazy Glue, Super Glue.
Don't worry, we're only live.
Yeah, it's normal. But we're also getting to the end of the live where we've been on camera and going for over 2 hours now.
Yeah. So Super Glue like definitely was very messy, and we would fix those little problems here and there. But if I was to like rhinestone something, or if I was to do like the rivets for the Mecha Godzilla, that little glue gun pen is the right amount of glue blobs to just do a bunch. My biggest
little things like bloop, put a bow on it, bloop, bloop, a bow on it. Yeah, totally.
That is what that thing is amazing for. Little crafting. It's definitely for a crafting table.
Yes,
like, it is and I appreciate it. My biggest gripe is the plunger, just not quite big enough. And it's not very intuitive to hold it in your hand. Like, how do I use this? But once you get going, it gives you a good amount, and it's nice.
And it holds the heat and runs the power for a fairly long time, even though it's a little 2 amp, 3.7 volt, or whatever it is.
But it's not giving you glooping, glopping, hot magma of glue. It's giving you the right little blop that you need that's not completely... burns. The burns. One of the things I was doing with it in New York, and then I've done a little bit with it since, is filling seams.
So we get down to the stickers, and you end up with this slick paper underneath, right? So you remove everything off of it, and I've got some here from some of my Odin Makes stickers. So I've got the smooth, sticker backing. Taking that hot glue pen, and here I'm moving this to get out of the way of my mic. I'm not wearing one.
Old habits die hard.
And filling in the crack in the cosplay, filling in the crack in the sword, filling a seam. And so you do a little bit, and then mash it down, and smooth it out with this, and peel it up. And that works really well for filling seams. And then in addition to that, something new I tried with my new Odin Makes signs, I took the heat pen and would heat up the top of this filler, and which would only heat up the top of it, not all of it, and I could then scrape it off a little bit. And I was actually able to smooth out kind of the lumpy hot glue seam, and then when it's covered with Plastidip, it more or less disappeared.
Yeah,
the way you wanted it to.
You kind of need to make sure that you cover those seams when you work with Plastidip, because it will dissolve your contact cement and split your seams.
Yes, it will.
So using a glue like hot glue or white glue or any other glue that isn't contact cement, even super glue in your seams will keep it from splitting once you spray that Plastidip on. I'm all over the place thinking about all these problems. It's okay. What are you doing? You are cutting a hole.
I'm cutting a hole. Because
the center of that red button, huh? Yeah.
No, because that's where the bolts go.
Okay, so you're...
There's 4 bolts that go around the edge, around this thing.
Okay, so...
Socket screws. And even though this piece is more proud than that should be, just because of the materials that get used, whatever, yeah, I don't care. I'm very happy that we've got this.
That looks pretty good. Adam Tribiano says, I sent a better GB1 Robin cables to Discord. So.
Oh, okay.
Rockstar, thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, very much appreciate you.
Phone Guy's here saying, hi guys. Hi, Phone Guy.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
And Jen
Was this the one from...
says hello. I can butcher everybody's name very well.
It's a super rainbow. See, it's just got a little bit of Cat 5 on one side, and then the rainbow and some of the clear.
I think it's mostly that you have to keep it in rainbow order to really hold it.
Yeah,
But then
and
you
there's
have the
actually
solid
clear blank there. Is this... Oh, funny.
Yeah, I see it. Sharpies? Oh, that's one thing I think we should have at the cosplay repair.
Yeah?
Is a multi-pack of colored Sharpies.
Oh, probably.
That's one thing that we didn't really have that people kind of needed. Like, do you have a pink pen? Do you have a pink marker? Do you have a red marker? We had a pink one. We didn't have a red one, but pink kind of worked. Red kind of worked.
Yeah, I don't have very many good...
Like the Sharpies came in handy and we used them all the time, but a multicolor pack I think would be something that would be useful.
Heavy duty.
Heavy duty, yes, the good shit. I mean the good stuff.
Yes, it's the good shit.
This is, okay, so the tapes are not all made equally, and if you want to not hate your life, the better tape, the better your... Oh, it's not like the super thick kind, but it's not bad.
Well, I thought the super glue was in that bin, but it's not.
It's all right. It's all right glue. I mean, all right tape. It's not bad. Daniel Knight wants to know, I'm actually missing something going on in the chat. Somebody wants to know about what Odin's spear is called.
Gungnir.
Gungnir, okay.
One of those.
Gary Scott says, compared to the days on DIY Prop Shop to where you are now, what would you say is your most used tool that has made things much easier making aside from the laser?
Good call.
honestly, for me, it's a rotary tool because I didn't have my own until I started working with you, and then I started using yours, and I'm like, wow, this looks so much more impressive when I actually sand things nicely.
I had a rotary tool at DIY Prop Shop.
Yeah, when you started.
So it gets real basic, but it's a real serious thing, and I think it's right here. The honing. Okay. I'm not seeing it now. The sharpener. So I didn't have it at DIY Prep Shop. I didn't get it until I started working on Odin Makes. It was something that it's down in Cosplay Repair.
Okay.
It's the Kershaw honing knife sharpener. So again, something I learned from Evil Ted. I learned a lot from Evil Ted. The Kershaw knife sharpener with an extending blade, because I like using the extending blades a lot for cutting foam, because I can cut through thicker foam easier. But foam dulls a blade in a hurry. So the Kershaw, you can, which is just a brand name, it's any knife, any sharp knife sharpener honing thing will probably work. Mm-hmm. You just quickly do the chef, I'm going to cut up the succulent crab thing, and you're able to then cut cleanly again, and you can feel the difference. That's a major one, and it's like a $14 tool, and it's totally worth it.
100% worth it. Like dull scissors makes you hate your life when you're working on a project. Trying to cut out fabric and your scissors don't cut. That is the worst. Kind of cut foam and your blade doesn't cut. That is the worst. Having sharp blades makes your life significantly easier. Yeah. And
believe it or not, a sharp blade is less dangerous than a dull blade.
100%. Yeah. And so for the little blades, a little hand sharpener, but also like I have gotten to a point where I was just buying a bunch of dollar store scissors so that I could open up a fresh pair of scissors. Right. Because $1 for a pair of scissors on set that cuts fabric is totally worth it. Yep. Because a fresh pair of scissors is going to cut fabric because it hasn't cut paper yet and dulled it. Yep. But that's impractical to do over and over again, even though $1 pair of scissors is cheap or whatever. It is an acceptable expenditure on a set. Yes. But as a crafting person at home, right? Ain't nobody got time for that. Anyways, or money for that. No, yeah. But a scissor sharpener. Oh my gosh, does it make... Like, I never want to suffer with dull scissors again. Like, they have the ones where they're electric and you just follow the guides. Like, working at the wedding dresses, we had somebody we would send our scissors out to get professionally sharpened, and then they would get sent back, so we'd be without our scissors for the chunk of time while they were getting sharpened, so we'd have to rotate through them. But it made a difference. They're starting to get dull. Mm-hmm. We have to sharpen them. And so keeping a sharp pair of scissors became really, really important. And then working with the upholstery fabrics, and like, oh my gosh, those people, like, their scissors dulled so fast that they didn't know what sharp scissors were. But having a knife sharpener, scissor sharpener. Yeah. Night and day. Like, my life stress levels went way down having sharp scissors, and I highly recommend. Exactly. You see, this is the weird little tool that made a huge difference for both of us, and in slightly different applications, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Sharp things need to be sharp. Yeah. So hot things need to be hot. Well, not too hot. I don't have the link here now, but if you look for Kershaw, Kresh, whatever. It's spelt kind of the way I'm mispronouncing it. It's a black tube with a diamond dust like thing off the end of it, and you can unscrew and flip around. I never undo mine, but I haven't it yet. Yeah, totally worth it. Easy to find on Amazon. It's. I think when I bought it, it was $10. 7 years ago. So I'm guessing it's gonna be more like $15 now. But $20 in today's economy. Right, fully worth it. So that would be probably the tool. There it is. Camera 3. Yep, please. So it just looks like a really tiny knot knife. Yeah, knot knife. I don't know if there's a lot of glare, but it's got Kershaw there, and it unscrews. If I can do it without putting my hands in the way. And the idea is it unscrews so you can take this has got a industrial diamond dust on it, whatever. So then you put it around this way, and
and that way you can keep it okay. And on occasion, you put just a drop of oil on it to help it, like you would with any whetstone. Just a little drop of oil on the blade here to help you with sharpening.
It's $22 on Amazon right
It's
now.
right now? Okay, so it's gone up quite a bit.
Yeah.
But still, worth it.
Sharp scissors, staying sharp.
Done.
And it makes a huge difference.
It
like
does.
when I'm coming over here and getting into all his stuff, like that is one of those tools that I have out and I'm constantly using because each cut needs to be a fresh cut. And then, what's his face?
I was about to talk about that too. Zeus, Dave?
Yeah, Zeus.
Yeah.
He had a...
Zeus brought a ceramic blade that fit into his utility knife. So it looks just like that little trapezoidal knife that's got the notches in the top that goes into a box cutter or a utility blade. But he had a set that were ceramic. And I remember, is it ceramic coated or is it pure ceramic? And I held it up to the light and it was translucent. It's pure ceramic.
Yeah. It just cut like butter.
It just cut like butter, and it holds its edge through foam forever. Or it feels like they're ceramic, they're brittle. But that would be if I haven't played with those. I've seen them advertised. I would be interested in playing with those. Yeah.
But yes, a sharp blade.
Sharp blade.
You appreciate it when you need it. But yeah. Dan Does Junk says, I actually use my Klein electrical snips to sharpen the cutters on my lineman's pliers and cable loopers. It actually works quite well for sharpening. Yeah.
Okay.
Just keep sharp things sharp and it makes a big difference.
The hole drill set. So this is I'm using it inappropriately. I'm not using the entire setup, but this is the foam hole drill made by Cos Tools, right? So the entire unit. This is the blade piece. This has got the 3/8 inch, or that's about 6 millimeter, maybe something like that. It locks inside, and then ideally you set it down and you kind of screw it in. It's got threads here on the side, and so it drills out a hole in your foam core board or in your EVA foam, and then it's got a plunger to push the piece back out. These dull quickly, especially the EVA foam. So what I've been doing, and works really well, is I take the stone grinding tip from a rotary tool, and you just set it inside with my fingers and just twist it slightly. And I usually go both directions. It does the same thing, and it makes a huge difference for keeping these things sharp for going through foam. I wouldn't want to do it with a rotary tool because I'll probably destroy the cutting edge entirely, but just a little bit with my fingers works just fine, and it makes a world of difference on these things.
Yeah. Jerry Scott says, I'm with you all the way on that. I'm a joiner, carpenter in the U.S., and dull tools are a nightmare when working with timber. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate sharp things need to be sharp.
Sharp things need to be sharp.
Yeah. A lot of my frustrations with making things is when the sharp things aren't sharp enough.
Yep. This particular sticker may need help. This is the first one I come across where it's temperature, right? But these are some quality, thick vinyl stickers. But going around the curve, I'm gonna knock my phone on the floor. I'm trying to go around the curve and put the yellow sticker on, which is buried right up in here. Yeah. So here it is here. And as I put it on, it peels up on the back up in here a little bit. And it bubbles because the foam piece we made isn't perfectly flat. So it creates a compound curve back here, which the sticker can't handle. So this is one thing that we may need to heat, or we may need to
smoosh it.
Cut like those sewing pins, so it's just got the small little head. Push them into the foam with some super glue so we actually pin them in place.
So it holds.
So it holds. Right now, we'll just stick them and see if it staples. Exactly. No, that would work too. I know she's being silly, but that would work too. But that is something that could happen in the future with this particular sticker. None of the others I've come across yet have had
this issue yet.
This much, like, I don't really want to stick here as this particular one does on this particular curved piece. And it's mostly, like I said, because our foam piece isn't perfectly 90 degrees here and around the corner. Around the corner it becomes funky because it's foam. So but it seems to be sticking, so maybe it'll stick. We'll find out. Stay tuned next week to see if the stickers stay stuck. Are we stuck with a sticker problem, or did the sticker stay stuck? Something like that. Go ahead.
Camera.
There. Now we're off the close-up of me mashing stuff.
You smoosh it and then you smoosh
Smoosh it, then you smoosh it. Then you look at your phone and go, all right, where did Bill Murray stick his next sticker? Oh, wait, he didn't do any of these. There's that little... This gets really buried in weathering, but there's a little schematic sticker that goes down here.
And is it facing the correct way?
Yeah.
Looks good to me. Yeah, I know. I just double check, and is it... Yeah.
Yeah, there's a close-up somewhere else later. I did that one kind of quickly, but...
That's okay. I believe you.
It's okay. I believe you. End of the Harry Belafonte song from the end of
There it is.
Beetlejuice Ghostbusters. See, it's really
Yeah, see the...
broken up, but that's what it is. So
Okay.
when it comes time to weather it, we can
Go
sponge
crazy.
a lot of black paint over that.
Yeah. DJ Stumpy, have you not been tempted to give that sharpener a lightsaber vibe?
I think I've more than once.
But there's no coloring it because it needs to be sharp.
Yeah.
It needs to do its job. Advixen says we should hide a whale.
Yeah, we probably
sticker.
should. We'll need to cut one of the whales out, but that's not a bad idea. We should cut a... I know the big one goes on the back plate that faces us. But no, he's right. We should probably
Hide
stick
them.
one of the whales in there somewhere, which they are not die cut, but so
We can
what?
cut them out eventually. Yeah.
And then there's the red line that goes...
Around about 1/8 of an inch down.
Yeah, and I'm concerned
I'll stick
that... Okay.
I'll be brave. I'll
That's
just
good.
do it.
Great. I'm concerned that I've increased the diameter, and the sticker might be made enough to do it, but
I think it's too
kinda
big,
messy.
if anything. Because look it, we can do
it's
it like
pretty
that.
freaking long. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
It's going to overlap and then some.
Good.
So they gave us plenty to work with. All right, and it's about 1/8 of an inch down because I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just sticking it. There you go.
Everyone was trying to tell me that before, and I was looking at this while they were giving me verbal instructions, and I've got 2mm foam at the top of this vent, then with the tube down below. But realistically, this should all be the same thickness all the way up. There shouldn't be this inset. So, oh well. But you can officially see that it was a sticker originally, because it's got a point where it's broken and peeling. It's appealing. It's appealing.
And it's ever so slightly tapered.
Uh-huh. Just go ahead and use the whole sticker to overdo itself.
Yeah.
Because same issue where it's bubbling and not sticking because it's not flat. Worst case scenario,
Yes.
we redo this and do it with paint. But for right now...
It's not sticking nicely like I want it to because there's that tilt right there.
Yeah.
Maybe if I put it slightly lower on the...
Yeah, go ahead. I'll let Felicia figure this one out, and then she can stick the one on the other one, too. Because at that point, she's an expert.
Okay.
Better?
Yes, but...
Yes, but no, but yes? Is it getting hair in it?
Yes.
Okay.
I can do it, but it's not really sticking very nicely. That's much better, being ever so slightly lower.
Okay.
But it
I
doesn't
believe that.
feel like it's sticking that great.
Does it stick to itself okay?
There you go.
All right.
Inspect.
Oh, that's great. I got no problems.
There's
And
no one.
there's a little bit at the top, but honestly, not in this picture. There's a point where you can see that they've got a chunk missing. There.
Oh, there you go.
So, you know.
It'll weather nicely.
It'll weather nicely. Ready to do another one?
Yeah, let's do another one.
All right. If we set this one up a little bit this way.
Kristen
About
Kun
here.
2. Kitsune. Yeah, I can butcher everybody's name.
Right.
Saying, are we live? Cool.
Are we live? We are live.
We're live.
We're live for a little bit longer. Get my elbow out of the shot. So we are on a close-up of the thing here. So people can excitingly see the action happen.
Apparently there was a long train. Did you even notice it?
Yeah, I heard the train.
Okay, I didn't even notice it. Doing it slightly
I don't
loaded.
hear all the trains, but I heard that one.
I'm really good at ignoring them.
Good.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
That one went on much easier.
Well, because now I knew what I have to go ever so slightly lower than I really want it to be.
Right.
Because the top part has the more slope. So if I go slightly lower, and then I pull it taut as I go. Again, I made the mistakes on the first one, so I figured it out by that one. So
Expert.
now I am an expert.
Joke's not going to get old.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Ghostbusters fans, I appreciate the photos you have of an actual pack with where the stickers go.
Reference images, reference images, reference images.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want your dream cosplay? Start with printing out reference images. Even if you don't print them out, gather them up in a folder so you can look through them. Because reference images. And then you don't look at them and you get the flavor of it, draw it out, and go, what details are important to me?
So when I was doing the Star Trek show, Prime Directive, which you can't find, which is probably good, I knew I'd done enough Star Trek model builds, I've played with enough Star Trek toys, I've done enough Star Trek, drawings and paper. I had a really good idea what the stuff was. And so when we had to build something for the show, the first couple times I really stressed over what the details were. Then I realized that doesn't matter as long as it's got because we're not even on the Enterprise. As long as we have because the show wasn't on the same ship. As long as we had the right flavor, as long as it was recognizable for what it was, we were good. So I would look at reference images. I would look at how the show did it. And then I wouldn't look at them again, and I'd go build mine. And it would end up being different, but right. And I was very happy with that stuff.
I did that a lot with Smosh because we had a low budget at the beginning. It started getting bigger as we went down. But we would...
Which I appreciate.
Right. But I would get, like, a burglar, but we want a generic burglar that you would... What's a burglar you think of when you just, like...
Ski mask.
Exactly. We had the burglar ski masks that were, like, a staple. So it's just, like, what's the flavor of everything? It didn't have to be perfect, but it was, like, do we know which Pokemon this is?
Right.
Do we know what superhero-ish this is supposed to be? Is it the right flavor? So,
right.
Yeah.
Do we have enough superhero going on for this superhero? I'm looking for any other stickers because we might be done.
We still have stickers left.
I know. Well, there's Ghostbusters 2 stickers.
Where are these? Intensify, activate.
They go here.
And they're already there.
The big one is the one that goes on the back panel against us.
And this one's already been mounted.
We have extras of those.
Okay, and these ones are already on. What are these? The do not dry clean?
The do not dry clean and the email button go here.
Okay, so those
I pulled them both off the other one.
All right, slow blow. Did you figure out? Yep, slow blow.
These little dangers are the ones that go here, but then that was when I got confused with people telling me that, no, it doesn't go there. And I look at it and I go, yeah, it goes here.
So are we going to put it there?
Yeah, we can put it back there. I don't know if I can see it on this collection of pictures.
Okay. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. We got somebody telling us we're doing it wrong?
No,
Okay.
Dan Does Junk says, BTW, Felicia, I found your Pokemon Smosh clip.
Please post a URL in the Discord.
Yeah. Do you know which one he found?
No.
Oh. It was from the Smosh one where they get into the hard candy.
Nope.
Nope, okay. Anyways. I'm dressed up as Misty and it's hilarious.
Oh, okay.
But yes, that was one of the rather embarrassing. Anyways.
Just seeing activity. So,
Yeah.
with this picture, sorry, it's tiny for all the viewers at home. With this picture, that danger sticker, see if the gun's that orientation, right?
Okay.
It's there.
I see it and it's
that guy.
but it looks darker because it's really
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it goes there, and then I'll put one on the other one.
Okay. I'll take this last one that
Yeah, that's fine. And this is the one that I peeled off because when I was doing it with the guy, this is when I got his message, so I was associating it with the sticker.
Okay, so if
So
I
it
did
goes
break
here. It is a very tight fit. I think
I'm
I had
upside
to.
down.
I think I had to go a little higher.
Okay, and it's
Maybe.
right here, and the danger goes that way. Okay, I see where it was stuck.
You see where it was stuck on that one?
I see where it was stuck.
Okay.
Is that good placement?
Yeah, that's where I got mine put.
Before I smoosh it hard.
Yeah, smoosh it hard. And that is high, and that might be part of what the fellow was telling me last time was that, no, it doesn't go there, it goes lower, but it can't because the sizing of the way that we built this.
To scale, we could slightly trim off the edges if we wanted to.
Yeah, I don't want to cut the stingers.
No.
Stingers cost too much to cut. No.
DJ Stumpy, as a newbie, I do not have a serger. I'm going to struggle.
Okay.
Am I going to struggle, or is there a way around it? Second,
as an experienced person with sewing machines, you're going to struggle with a serger too. Anyway.
Second make, so I don't want to learn a second thing when I'm learning to sew on a machine. Okay, that makes complete sense. Your sewing machine should have mock serger settings. I don't know what your sewing machine is. I'm making assumptions, but most sewing machines have various stitches.
Right, I'm agreeing with you.
You're looking for one that has a stretch to it and a finished edge, so... I'm trying to figure out how to say this easily and quickly, but you are not at the end of the world just having a sewing machine. I stopped using my serger on lives because it's too much anxiety and stress trying to thread a serger live because it's not the most entertaining thing to do, and I will do stupid things like forget to put my presser foot down because I'm live, and then it'll all come unthreaded. So just not using a serger when I'm live as a general rule.
Yep.
Has not affected the quality of my sewing. Yes, I do love sergers, and yes, they make knits so much easier, and they have a finished edge, and they're pretty. But the Harley Quinn costume?
Yep.
I sewed that together all on a live, and I just used my sewing machine, but I used a mock serger stitch when I made it. That thing held together and stretched, and no seams popped. And it was a 2-way stretch and a 4-way stretch fabric working together, so it was getting pulled at all the directions and having to... Like a serger probably would have been the perfect thing for the job, but the sewing machine did a great job. So stretch stitches are your friends, mock serger stitches. Yeah, sewing machine. You can do everything with the sewing machine. You can't necessarily do everything with a serger, but sergers are great, and I love them. But you don't need it. You can wait for that stress in your life for later. You got it with a sewing machine. That's my 2 cents.
So there's a few labels left that I'm not seeing, and these guys aren't going to be able to easily tell us. We've got...
Camera 3?
Yeah, why not? It's the best one set for close right now. You know it's kind of probably blown out.
Too
There's
close.
this danger here. Is it too close?
No, I was being...
Oh, okay. So there's this danger sticker here. I'm trying to make sure I don't have a glare. High voltage, 1 kilovolt, electric shock hazard, the one right next to the whale. I'm not seeing this one in the Ghostbusters reference pictures I've got. And then there's this sticker here, which is another warning for continued protection against fire hazard. Replace fuses with same type. This may go in the back. I know this one goes in the back. I don't see where this one's going. And these may be for different movie than the one I've got pictures of. And the other one I'm not seeing that's on this sheet is this F1 10A 115 volt. And there's a F2 5 amp 115 volt. I don't know where these stickers are going.
I feel like they would change the pack which one you used, or do they both get used?
Right, that's possible. I don't know. But everything else that was on here has pretty much been used, right? Because we have extras of the dangers. We had extras of these countdown, these intensifiers.
And
these are replacement. We're going to try and use...
Real lights.
Yeah, real lights
and
instead of this.
And we're going to try and use real filters.
Yeah, we'll use real screen instead of these stickers. I don't want to use a real whale, so we'll have to cut these out.
Yeah. But I wanted a real whale.
It's ground. It's round. I'm going to call it ground. It seems really friendly. I hope it'll be friends with me. I said that slightly wrong, but that's okay. Everyone got it. Or at least I did. Good enough. Yeah, so.
For now.
We'll
do more research and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah, where these other ones go. There are more pictures available on my phone. I can only find the Ghostbusters fan website with the pictures of the Bill Murray backpack. But I know there's another huge reference to a lot of other things going on.
So just more research, because it's better to double check than it is.
It's better to double check than it is to fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's probably a great place to leave this stream. It's better to double check than to fix. It is 2 o'clock.
It is 2 o'clock.
It is 2 o'clock. It is lunch effing time.
There is an ad inserted right now.
Oh.
So we'll find out what people's ads were in just a moment. Ad Vixen says, wait, so Felicia had a Misty cosplay this whole time? Little Mermaid Pokemon costume in the future, please. Yes, I played Misty on Smosh several times. I have lots of outfits, like lots of
Did you notice
costumes.
this train?
What?
Did you?
Yes, I kind of did notice this train. I can ignore it though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Wolverine Scratch is here.
Hello, Wolverine Scratch.
About Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Kitsune Kun 2. I'm totally butchering these names.
Hopefully Kitsune knows who
Lets
you're
us
talking
know
about.
the answer is 42.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I talked about whales.
Yeah.
Good.
The answer is 42.
Petunias. Oh, no, not again.
And Dan Junk says, possibly see you next Saturday at Sunrise Mall.
Sweet.
Odin.
That would be awesome.
I'm planning on going at least one day.
Awesome.
Because I wanted to get my Ketra costume.
Yeah, you mentioned that. The tail's here at the corner.
Yeah, I enjoy being dressed up at the con. It's way more fun to be in costume than it is just to be in your regular people clothes. And the first couple times I was in my regular people clothes because I was there to work. And then I realized I could just wear a comfortable enough of a cosplay that I could
I was looking for that. A while ago. I can't remember why I was looking for that, but I was looking for that. So, are the cause ears in there? No, they're not, because they're here.
I was going to say, no, it's too late.
Okay. These are rechargeable. There we are. It's USB-C to charge them, it looks like. So that should be easy enough.
I figure worst case scenario, I didn't have to use the technology. But it's so impressive.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's fun. So
what is that? It's a train stopping.
It's a train stopping.
Okay, I noticed that.
Okay, good. So there's the cause ears. There's our packing slip. Here's the extra ears. And then here's the cause tail. So, yeah.
Awesome.
And I think this is the belt. That is the belt and some charging cables.
Oh, we'll have to charge this and figure it all out.
Ooh, dust.
But bless you.
Sorry.
What's in the box? Coasters. Cause ears, sorry. Coasters.
She can butcher any name. Can I borrow the Catra coasters?
I need the Catra coasters. Awesome.
There's those. And then you had something you were gluing, so you wanted some gloves.
Awesome.
So
Fantastic.
just take the whole bag.
Okay, I'll bring it back.
That's fine, whatever.
But I do plan on being
Did you want these parts too?
Yes!
Okay.
Okay.
Looking at the table, that looks like that's all the parts.
Hopefully, right?
If you don't have the ear covers, are those multi-Fox ear covers good enough?
Yes. I can make it happen.
Ears, yeah.
Yeah, I'll make it work.
Yeah. Looking forward to this week's live stream with Felicia as she tries to figure out how to make the cause stuff work.
Yes. Oh, and just so you guys know, I have been trying to go live every Tuesday.
Nice.
On my channel.
Every Tuesday? Nice.
I've been just trying to get into the habit and getting going.
Good for you.
Just to keep moving.
Yeah.
So, I don't have a specific time on Tuesday, so if you're a subscriber, click the likes or the notifications.
Severed hand of like.
The severed hand, no, the little bell. You have to see the little bell that lets you know.
Yeah, like putting a bell on your cat so you know it's coming.
Yeah. So, if you wanted to do that, I've been trying to go live on Tuesdays. I went live last Tuesday.
Right.
And I'm going to go live this upcoming Tuesday, and I probably will be troubleshooting those ears and getting it all figured out.
Right.
But yes.
Yes. Awesome. So yeah, if you, to recap what we're talking about, for those of you who are still sticking with us and haven't heard yet, this weekend, which is going to be January 20th and January 21st of 2024, I'm going to be at the Weekend Blender. This is a special con that's happening in the middle of a Coke burp. That's happening at Sunrise Mall. It's a totally free con because it's inside of a mall. It's free entry and free parking, which is just ideal, right?
So you want to come play dress up?
Yeah, you want to come play dress up? This is great. You get the whole, and there's a food court.
Bring the costume.
The food court. Yeah, bring the whole cos fam. It's I think 11 to 8 on Saturday and noon to 6 on Sunday. So it's going to be both days. It's free, plenty of parking. If you're in the area, should be fun. I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be a smaller con. It's not going to be the size of SacAnime. It's not going to be the size of New York Comic Con. It's going to be more intimate. It's going to be quieter. We're going to be able to hear. And those inevitably become a lot of fun because it's very one-on-one. So come on out. It'd be awesome to see you guys.
Yes. Felicia was not affected by the dust, and Odin was.
Yeah.
Way to start off the new year. I know.
Yep.
Okay.
So, thank you everyone for watching. It's been a lot of fun. It's been nice getting back into doing a live stream with Felicia because it's been a month.
It's been since last year.
Last year. So, next week, I'm going to be at the con because I just said the wrong thing. In 2 weeks when we do the next stream. That was what I wanted to say. The plan is to do another stream in 2 weeks. It's going to be the last Sunday of January, if I'm remembering my dates correctly. Should be the 28th.
We'll do our research, figure out how long that cable needs to be, and if we're missing any of these stickers that still need some homes to be on our pack. And we'll have that information hopefully by then.
Hopefully by then. And just to keep us distracted from being on target and keep us off whatever else, I'm in talk with Re-Entry or Red Entry. I've seen both on Instagram. These are the guys who dress up as the Gundams that I've known from since Stockton Con forever. Oh. These are the guys with the Optimus Prime he was begging to be on the live stream at SacAnime. He actually sat at behind the cosplay repair booth.
I'm always here. I'm always like, let's get guests. Let's get guests.
So we're gonna have a guest in 2 weeks, as long as it works with his schedule. While we talked about doing it, we didn't solidify a date. So 2 weeks, we should have another Gundam cosplayer here. And that should be a lot of fun because he really wanted to be on the show. So,
and it's fun to geek out about people's costumes, especially when they let you see.
Yes, it's going to let you see. And this is the guy, long time ago, early live streams, I was talking about. He made a Unicorn Gundam cosplay, and he made a really good set of hands, a good chest plate, a good head, and the boots. And the rest was t-shirt and jeans. And it worked. It didn't matter. It was great. So I have a picture somewhere of him holding my Matrix of Leadership with this. Yeah.
Oh, and I thought of it, and people don't often think about it. What are you going to wear in your cosplay? Because foam doesn't breathe.
Correct.
Cotton's your best friend. It's like socks and shoes. So cotton jeans are great.
Yep.
They are heavy duty, and they keep the wear from rubbing on your skin. Cotton t-shirts. I know long sleeve sounds hotter, but a long sleeve t-shirt is going to be cooler than a tank top because the tank top you're going to be more in the sweat.
Yep.
Where cotton's going to breathe. It's going to wick the moisture away from your skin. And Under Armour is a surprisingly
I've heard this,
friendly underlayer because it wicks the moisture away from your skin. It puts it on the other level, so you are not going to be burning up as much. So just when you are thinking of these costumes, your base layer is almost as important as your outer layers in comfortability and breathing wise because sweat.
Early on, she was telling me the mascots. So you see the guys wearing the mascot suits running around football games or baseball games, whatever, anyway. And in the costume shop, long johns, thermal underwear was something that they wear a lot because of
the cotton ones, not the synthetics with the we've changed technology now, but cotton, the waffle print.
Yeah, the waffle print cotton ones because of the absorption. And what I've seen with Mecha Godzilla, because I continuously forget to wear long sleeves because I kind of refuse to wear them. If I wear him long enough and then I take the hands off, sweat pours. It doesn't drip, pours out of the sleeves. So a long sleeve, in order to hygienically keep things nicer for the people around you, I need to remember to do that.
It's a little thing nobody kind of thinks about, but as a costumer, I have to think about.
Yeah.
But it helps. And you don't think it helps because you're like, long sleeve, that's going to be hotter. But cotton?
No.
Under Armour?
Keeping that foam off of your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Because, just... You don't breathe, and with that kind of contact, I just sweat. So yeah, I can see it, and the absorbency of keeping my sweat with me. I don't want to keep my pee, but I don't mind keeping my sweat.
Okay, Sorry, I was trying to catch up what was going on.
That's fine.
Because Advixing saying, yes, let them fight, yes.
Let them fight. Yeah, there was a picture of the two Mecha Godzillas. That's absolutely what Advixing was saying. I'm going to put the stickers back into its envelope, keep them safe.
And DJ Stumpy says, Adam mentioned where some of the stickers go in a comment above.
Sweet. Thank you, Adam. I have to go up and look.
And Odin Sweat sold only on Patreon.
That's right. Little jars of it. Odin Sweat. Official Mecha Sweat. That's it. So, Shock Woman, remember, we're going to bring a jar with a little funnel, and we take the gloves off, we just collect that sweat. It's gold! It's disgusting. Well, you know, people put atomizers on it and use it like a perfume. Yeah, I smell like a fat guy from YouTube.
But why though? That's $1 million idea right there. No one else is gonna do it.
Yeah. Ick. I'm being told that don't forget everything's got holes and it drains. It doesn't collect that well. So I guess I'm only seeing it when I take the gloves off. It's probably even worse when I'm walking around.
The real challenges of wearing a crazy costume. Right. Yes, I can build it, but can you wear it?
Can you wear it? And this is also why I don't always wear my costume, because I take the costume off and I still need to be, hey, I'm Odin, how's it going? I don't know, I'm like,
yeah.
Hey, I'm Odin, how's it going?
My cousin was running the fighting at the con.
Right, yeah, they came by and said hi.
And I like them. Of course I do. I love them.
Of course, yeah.
But I was talking with them about armor in the fighting. Okay. Because my cousin-in-law, my cousin's husband, was wearing samurai armor that's actual like metal plates and stuff like that. And I was talking to them about when you're fighting, is it helpful or is it hindering? Because, you know, it's bulky and they're getting in there and they're actually fighting. And you have all these cosplayers who are coming in and playing with the fighting and realizing, oh shoot, this armor isn't made for movement.
And the cosplay armor isn't, no.
Oh, definitely
not.
No. But you also have to think about the chainmail and the heavy real armors. Yeah. Because at the costume shop, we had a major injury because my friend, he was dressed up in the full knight's gear with the chainmail and the helmet and the tabard. He looked freaking awesome. Sure. And he goes to this Alice in Wonderland party where you have to crawl through the rabbit hole to get into the party. And you lean forward in chainmail and heavy metal.
Your center of gravity changes. Yeah.
Falls forward, and he smacked his head just right first thing into the party as he's crawling into it. And he has a head wound, which of course bleeds a lot. So he's in the party, like just having a great time with like blood dripping down his face, going, wow. Because he had this heavy armor on. And it's like, is it as practical as you think it's going to be?
No.
It's hard wearing these outfits.
Yes.
It's not practical. Honestly, I feel like Wonder Woman's outfit makes way more sense. She can at least move in it.
Right. She's probably not going to overheat.
It's a gymnastics leotard. She can move.
Yeah, of course, you know, she's invulnerable, so I doubt she gets sunburnt. You know, she's bulletproof. Yeah.
Sorry, I just saw the comments.
Yeah, what's going on in the comments?
Odin Sweat, now that's stuck with me.
You know what's great? I know one of you watching is going to show up with a jar of tap water that's labeled Odin Sweat to the next con.
You know, Sweat is an actual last name. I'm waiting to see a law firm named Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Yeah, okay.
Had an elementary school teacher named Mr. Sweat.
Really? Mm-hmm. My high school biology teacher was, and our science teacher was named Mr. Geek.
The thing is he's married to another man, and the thing is like you chose that last name out of the two. Like you had a choice at that point.
Maybe, I don't know, whatever.
I can appreciate it. It's unique, but we are 20 minutes over.
We're 20 minutes over. One of the things I'm looking forward to, other than lunch, the other head should be done. So, book. It's going to be kind of cool. I get to go see the other side of the head. Get to go play Legos. So keep an eye out on Discord. I'm going to post the two halves of the head being put together. So, and if you want to get on Discord, then please check out patreon.com/Odin Makes. And if you join the Discord level, which is almost nothing, you get instant access to my private Discord channel where you can talk to me, you can talk to Felicia, you can talk to Shop Gremlin, you can talk to Dan Does Junk. We're all on there all the time, sharing ideas, being goofy, being, adult children, and it's a lot of fun. So if you want to see this, that's what will happen. This Friday, probably be able to play Among Us again. So if you like to play the Among Us game, yes, I know it's not necessarily in fashion right now, but we still have a lot of fun, and so we'll be playing that this Friday.
Yes, and then Saturday and Sunday will be at...
And then Saturday and Sunday?
The Weekend Blender.
The Weekend Blender.
Blender.
They're blending all the different things. So at least it's not the Weekend Bender.
I keep thinking of Bender as in, like, the robot Bender.
Right. 22 degrees, 23 degrees.
So, anyways, we're here, and it's time to go, and you have to get this side so you can sign off.
Oh, okay, sure.
Because otherwise...
Otherwise, we're just going to sit here and talk forever and ever and ever. Odin Sweat sold on Patreon, right? YouTube.com/Red Entry. Oh, nice. Yes, Among Us is a lot of fun, says Ralph. Yes, that's... Oh, Dan says he could possibly run in his Gundam suit, but he doesn't trust his ankles, his own personal body ankles.
I'm imagining going to the gym and seeing people working out in their mecha costumes.
Oh, that'd be great.
So I'm getting con ready.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Gotta have my con bod so I can fit, so I can lift.
So Dan says that he got Red Entry to ask about being on the live stream. Interesting. Okay. Well, I think it's going to happen because the guy was pretty excited by it. 2 weeks. See you all right back here in 2 weeks. And if I can, I'll see some of you this weekend.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. I have to get home because the kids are left home alone right now.